You know how like when you read manga, you can like pick like the pace you're reading at, right?
Yeah.
So everyone has a different pace, right? Then
Well, which reminds me.
yeah.
Speaking of pacing and pooping.
What made you just bring this up?
Oh, because I heard poop and I heard pacing.
I did not say poop. Hello and welcome to another episode of Trash Taste. I'm your host for today, Garnt. Joining me today again are the boys. And who is this sitting next to me? Do you want to introduce yourself to the world? Who are you?
It's me, Daidus.
What is this? What was that?
I've been abusing this a lot. Every time like someone wants something from me, I'm like,
What does this mean?
What does using it mean?
I don't know. It's
Isn't that like what's up in like Hawaii or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like aloha.
Is that actually?
Yeah, they like aloha.
I just like that. I like it because I don't have to speak. I just
What are you, mute?
well since moving to Japan, I've been doing this lately. Like,
It's like, yes, I understand.
Okay, so is that just to like nod to other people? Like,
yeah. No matter what. Like if I'm passing by somebody, they see me, I'm like,
even if you don't know them.
it's automatic.
Why?
So you just do that to everyone? Everyone you pass on the street?
No, only if like they, I don't know, they like
Make eye contact?
If it's a narrow hallway or they make eye contact, I'll be like, it's just automatic. I don't know. I actually, it was crazy. I saw this lady on the phone.
Yeah.
And she's talking on her cell phone, like this, and she was going.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, why are you cradling like a baby? And then why are you
Bowing on the phone.
yeah.
Yeah, she's bowing on the phone like constantly.
I've seen fucking salarymen do like full like 90-degree like
Yeah.
full on bowing on the phone.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It's just
Honestly, like I bow by like habit as well sometimes.
Yeah.
Like when I like end a conversation, I just like have to bow.
Yeah,
like
it's just like a knee-jerk reaction.
yeah, it is.
Like,
It
you
is
just
right.
have to do this.
Yeah. Even if I'm like on the phone, I'm like
Yeah.
hi.
Yeah.
you know, like I'm like they can't see me bowing right
You
now.
can't say it is physically impossible for you to say hi on the phone without like moving your neck. in any capacity. Like, you can't just go hi.
Yeah.
Hi, like it's like vein popping memes. Just,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bow.
Try not to bow.
Try not to bow challenge.
Yeah.
It's a wombo combo. When you say hi, you gotta.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
goes with the
So,
neck, bro. The neck
yeah.
muscle
I guess
activates.
the reason why you're impressed by bowing is because you just moved here. But also,
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
people
for
might not know
our
who you are
audience
as well,
who
yeah.
do not know who you are, do you want to explain what you do on YouTube, who you are?
Yeah, I'm a loser that animates my life, I guess. And then when I'm bored of animating my life, I do fun, random stuff that you know. And then
like what?
Like what?
like what?
Yeah, like what's
Yeah.
the random stuff you do? Game?
No.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. What do you mean?
Well, I make like little. So most time I'm like a story time animator, but you know, I don't really
Yeah.
call myself.
You got to keep the
that.
mic pretty close to you, by the
Oh,
way.
hello. Let me.
Yeah. you gotta like eat the mic.
You
Yeah.
gotta cradle it like a
Yeah.
baby.
Cradle it like a baby and bow
Cradle
to
like
it.
a
Bow
baby
to
and,
it.
Like bow to it every time.
Yeah.
So you make other things.
Yeah, I mostly make just animations basically, and then that's about.
That was the most funny pause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about it. I just animate.
And you're a member of Geeks Plus now, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be in Japan? Because you just moved here like 3 weeks ago? I forgot.
Not even a month ago.
A month ago, right?
Yeah, 3 weeks ago or something. I
can't remember,
The
man.
time goes fly by fast because like I'm just building furniture constantly,
That's how it always is.
Yeah,
though.
Yeah.
and then we're going to like the Japanese bank, and then they try to give me a bank account, and I'm just like sitting here, and then there's like two Japanese ladies, it's like translating, and
Yeah.
then they're like going back and forth, and then it literally I got there at like 8 a.m.
Yeah.
and then went all the way to like I think we got out like 7 p.m.
Jesus.
The bank plus the phone too.
Oh, you're getting a
Oh,
phone.
yeah.
Did that one day.
It do be
It
like
literally
that.
took like I don't know, like
An entire day.
entire
Dude.
day.
Yeah, an
And
entire
I was
day.
like, this is, and I felt useless too because I can't speak the language yet. So
Right.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like, He was like sitting there, and it just like it's just like translating, and then,
I was applying for a visa to come here.
it was death. I
So
think
wait,
Connor,
when did you start? When did you start? Because I think I basically was like, I'd been teasing them all about how fun Japan is, and they'd be like, oh, because originally you.
Yeah, I hate this guy. He would post like pictures of food and stuff, and I'm like, I hate this fucking guy.
So I've played League with Emily and Daidus a lot, and then we obviously do our videos together. And originally you were going to come to Japan in April 2020 for a vacation.
Okay, yeah.
Well, just
Give him the backstory. Yeah.
The lore. I like the lore.
So you were going to come in 2020 with Emily to come just hang out and visit. Yeah. And obviously, as we all know, what happened in April,
at the start.
Yeah.
2020. And then we were like, don't worry, it'll open up soon. It'll open up soon. It'll open up. It never opened up.
Yeah.
So it got to like, 2021, like mid 2021. And I was like, I mean,
just move here, bro.
I'm like, you interested in like coming here?
No, actually, no. I think 2 years ago, you said, do you want to move there? You asked me. And I was like,
right.
I think I asked Emily, I was like, well, I feel like we should test Japan to see if we like it first.
Yeah.
We're going to visit.
Yeah.
Because I've heard that you've never left the States before moving here to Japan.
I've only been to Canada and Florida. So I live in Maine. It's
that's two different countries, right?
I like the way he said I've been to Canada, a different country, and Florida, also a different country.
Also a different country.
It is.
To be fair, it is.
It is a different country over there.
So Japan was like a very big jump there.
Yeah. So, my mom's Cambodian.
Yeah.
Like half Chinese or whatever.
Yeah.
But she never brought me to Cambodia because she's always like afraid of like dangers, like there's dangers over there. So I'm like, well, I guess I never got to visit ever.
Yeah.
Like literally ever.
I guess you're close now, though. You could.
Yeah, exactly.
Cambodia is just a stone throw away now.
I hope it's more safe.
Yeah, so Jesus, you flew the coop then, because like you went from not basically going out of North America to fucking moving to Japan. just like that.
Not even visiting Japan.
Not even visiting. You are now just living here.
Okay, well, first of all, the Boiis were closed forever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
We were waiting literally like a year or whatever long. I was dying in my basement. I was rotting. There's nothing to do there. I was bored as hell in my mom's basement. My mom did my laundry. She cooked for me.
That's an important point.
I was just chilling too hard to the fact that like I didn't want to do anything. I was just
right.
TFT.
I was just like playing video games. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
And I was just rotting away.
Yeah.
And then finally the borders opened up, and then I gained like 50 pounds, and then I lost 20 pounds.
Right.
And then I regained 20 pounds, and then I lost 30 pounds or something. So I've been yo-yoing.
That just sounds like adulthood in general.
Yeah.
Like,
No, it was just COVID. COVID
That just sounds like metabolism.
Adulthood is like gaining a few pounds and you're just like, fuck, I need to go on a diet. And you like diet good for a month. You're like, yes, I've lost those pounds. I can keep going. You don't keep going. And then you gain the pounds back and you're like, fuck, I should diet again. And then you start dieting. And then it's like a yo-yo between like the same like 10 pounds or whatever.
Yeah,
you just never win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's very sad because I think before 2020 happened, the whole COVID thing happened, when I was gonna visit Japan, and I was like at my peak. I was like pretty skinny, like I was at the, I was comfortable in my own body. I was like, I want to put myself out there, and then COVID hit, and I was like, oh, and then I just became a basement dweller again. It was very.
So you decided just to like fucking get out and just like do something, just to get a change, basically.
Yeah. So I've been yearning to like. Just like I used to live in New York during college, or art college.
Right.
And that was like essentially like throwing myself out there into the wild.
Right.
And I miss that feeling of like just being thrown to a wild and being like,
trying to figure stuff out.
Not even like, I just like the fact that it's like, what is this thing? And it piques your brain. You're like, wait, this is something different. And then like in Maine or just like United States, like any state you go to, it's not really that much different.
Yeah.
Except Florida.
Except Florida. And then you'll get shot and then die. But yeah, that's what I like about Japan. Like, like the whole, like, you have an umbrella and you put it in the slot thing and it just and it takes.
Oh, you lock the umbrella.
Oh,
the bag thing. Right.
And I was like, this is the
umbrella condom.
Yeah. I was like, this is crazy. And also the workers in America, every time you go to like, let's say 7-Eleven, first of all, you got like a bunch of druggy guys over there. Like, what do you call them? Homeless people or something?
Yeah. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the politically correct term for that is, but
I'm pretty sure druggy guy is the political correct term.
Definitely not politically correct.
I mean, like
sketchy, yeah.
Sketchy.
Sus guy.
Especially in New York, like every time I leave at like 3 a.m. in the morning,
right,
I'll always get pursued by
yeah, that sounds terrifying.
Panhandler, and then they'll follow you into the store, and then they, I'm like, well, I would give you money, but if I gave you money, that means I would have to give $1, like, no, I'd have to give like $50 every day because you literally get begged.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know. It's just nonstop.
Right.
So anyways, the gas station stuff. Japan. Go back to Japan. Right. Yeah. Also, by the way, the workers in 7-Eleven or wherever they are, they look like they don't want to be there. They just want to. They look sad.
What, in America or Japan?
In America.
Oh, okay.
I like that though.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty chill because you're just like you go in.
I don't think you're paid enough to like also then have to pretend to be happy about it. Like,
I mean, to be fair, it's kind of the same way in Japan as well.
They pretend to be happy. And I'm like, you're not being paid enough.
It's so different.
Yeah.
Actually,
also sometimes they're chill though.
Sometimes they're chill. Yeah.
Sometimes.
Well, there was one time. Actually, like I think this happened like 3 weeks when I just came to Japan. I went to 7-Eleven. I went to get like a beer, like Strong Zero or whatever, and then it wasn't scanning. The guy like ran. He like ran because it wasn't scanning. He ran to the fridge and then he ran back like, go minute. And I was like, you don't need to do that. Like, and he's like bowing and stuff, like apologizing. I'm like, this is so sad. Like I like the service you're giving me.
Yeah.
I feel bad that you have to like feel like you have to act this way.
But that's the thing though, right? It's like the Japan's like standard for customer service is so insanely high that there is probably like some fucking Japanese guy or girl out there who would complain, being like, "Come on, hurry up!"
Hurry up, it makes me sad like a litole bit, but at the same time, I get good service.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah.
just like Starbucks.
I'd be sad.
So ain't my problem.
Like sometimes the service is so good that it's like imposing. I'm just like, I don't need the service to be this good, bro. You can chill,
Sometimes they do it so good that like next time you go to like the same place, like when you go to Ryokan, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes when you get there, they welcome you like you're a king, dude.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's what I'm saying.
They come and they take your bags. They're like looking after you. And then other times you'll go to another Ryokan, you'll be like, I hope they do it, but I won't expect it. And then you get disappointed and they're like, oh, what do you want?
When you do find that one guy that like doesn't care, you're just like, what is this? Like, rare.
It like completely like warps your like perspective on it, even though like you go anywhere else in America and it's like it's just normal.
It's normal.
It's just normal, right?
It's just like it's like warped my perception of what I find is good service and what even stands out to me, because I remember like I was like because I was in England last week. I remember just like going to a normal restaurant, and it was such a small thing, because I was so used to just like the Japanese service being like as polite and as soft as they can. So I remember it was just like I went to a restaurant and then I asked for the bill, right? And it was just such a small thing. They slam it down on the table and said, they slammed down on the table and said, it's £50. I was just like, oh, that was a bit aggressive, like you know what I mean? It was like, because it surprised me because I was so used to like Japanese service just like bringing it to you
and be like £50 to go.
Exactly right. I didn't even get a please, or something, or thank you, £50.
That's quite odd even for the UK, to be fair.
Really?
I don't know, because it's been so long since I've been to the UK that I'm just like, am I an asshole for thinking that was a bit aggressive?
Normally they don't say the price out loud, right? Am I crazy?
Oh, they kind of just like, here's the bill.
They don't just give it to you, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. They bring the bill to you in the UK, but in Japan, I noticed you always have to go up to the...
It depends on the restaurant.
Oh, really? I haven't been to a single one where like they gave you the bill. And you
for some reason, sometimes you have to pay at the table, so they bring you the bill.
Normally, the fancier it is, or the more European it's trying to be, you pay at the table.
Yeah, you pay at the table.
Yeah.
So then if it's just like...
But if it's like a Japanese chain...
I'm waiting for that moment, bro.
Really?
Yeah, it hasn't happened yet.
I'll take you to a place.
Yeah. I know a place.
I know a place. Best Italian food in Japan.
Yeah, like normally if it's Japanese food, then you'll pay at like the till. But if you go to like a more westernized place, then it is they try to like I guess embrace foreign culture.
It's funny. Some of the restaurants will actually have like a thing that says "pay at the table."
Yeah.
People obviously always.
Well, if they
walk
want to
up.
embrace foreign culture, they should do tips. I'm just kidding.
I wish they did.
Honestly, like for how good
you
the,
don't want tips.
no, but for how good the service in Japan is, sometimes
I
I'm
don't
like,
want,
yeah,
I
I wish
want
I could.
American tips. I don't want 20% of the fucking bill
Yeah.
tip.
Yeah.
Hold the fucking phone.
That's
But
why we don't eat out as much.
I don't blame you.
I
no.
noticed the grocery store, if you live in the city, the grocery store is like more expensive than eating out, which is like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Japan is like one of the rare countries where eating out's actually cheaper.
Yeah.
it's so weird.
Last time we said that, we got some people who were like, "How dare you say that? That's not true at all. You can
Well, if you live in the city, I guess. Right?
Certain things are cheaper, certain things are more expensive. Like obviously, if you go to Saizeriya and get a pasta, you get like this much for like 300 yen. Then you should make your own pasta.
Bro.
But that's like pasta. Like if you want a ramen, you can't make your own ramen for home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like so many ingredients.
The melons are like $300. Why?
Have you tried one of
It's
them?
like this, and it's 300.
It's because some guy like rubs it for hours. He's just like.
What do you mean? Have you tried one?
Like,
do
he's not
they
even
inject
joking.
No.
it?
I'm just asking. Have you tried it?
No.
Have
you?
It's not
No,
worth it.
it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
No,
No, because
I-
I actually saw a documentary on this on like why the melons in Japan are so expensive.
No, they do this
And-
with everything. Then.
Yeah, they do. It's like a very like Japanese culture thing where it's just like they only pick the cream of the crop. Every melon is like graded and like it's perfect. It's not just like the taste. It's like
the look.
It's the look. It's like the crinkling on the side as well. That gets graded as well for like look and aesthetic. And I'm just like, I do not give a shit. I'm just like, is it just kind of sweet? Okay, that's
because,
cool.
It's because in Japan, giving fruit is like the utmost
flex,
like
right?
it's a flex for like gift giving.
That's like lobsters. They used to be like slavery food, right? Like peasant food.
yeah. It used to be like
now
peasant
they're
food.
like
yeah.
a delicacy.
Right.
Right?
I don't know
Yeah.
if fruit is the same way. But like, yeah, like because in Japan it's like gift giving such a huge thing, and
Yeah.
like giving fruit to someone is like, oh shit, you really care for me.
Yeah.
So that's why they make it expensive to
Why
kind
it
of.
won't work on us, right?
Well, it won't work on us because
Yeah.
we're just like, just give me a fucking Granny Smith and I'll be good. You know.
Yeah.
Just go to the grocery store, buy me a cheaper grape.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, you spent how much on this watermelon?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I've noticed that about I guess like the Japanese artisan culture, which I guess I'm gonna call it, which is like one thing I can say about Japan is that if you're a craftsman, you put your fucking heart and soul into whatever you're making, right? And I mean that's why Japan has like such a high standards for so many things, right? And you see this with, for example, with like Japanese tools, like Japanese knives, for example. You see like documentaries about people who have like inherited their fucking great grandfather's like fucking blacksmith or something.
It is
Yeah.
amazing,
Generation
but
success.
Every single one of those documentaries is the same.
Yeah.
They're all the same.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, "Oh, what makes your salt so special?" And then they'll go on about the family recipe and
Yeah.
how they love it and
Yeah.
they love salt.
It almost always starts with, "This isn't just any knife."
Yeah.
Prime from the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah.
The Northern Hemisphere.
Like this was like this has been passed down through the knowledge of like fucking 5 different
My
generations.
Great grandfather first made knives.
And then it's like the same way with the melons, for example,
Yeah.
where you look at the melon farms and it's
They
like
literally massage it.
yeah, they literally massage it.
Every
like,
morning there's
yeah.
just a dude who's just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought you
Yeah.
were joking about
No,
that.
they actually do that.
Yeah.
It's like they're rubbing
I
a
don't
baby.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and like I respect the fact that they have like such pride with their work and their craft, but there's a point when I'm just gonna like be like, it's just a melon, I'm sorry. It
Like
is.
it's really cool, and like I have like so much respect for people who do that kind of stuff, but like I'm not always gonna buy into it.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's like-
There are some things where I'm just like, there are some tools where I'm just like, yes, this definitely does need the care and attention and
Yeah.
the knowledge of like years of work. And then sometimes I'm just like, I mean, it's slightly sweeter. It's a slightly sweet strawberry. Is it worth as that much? I don't know.
It just doesn't work in other countries. Like,
It doesn't.
It reminds me of like Maylene when she's like, these eggs are like $8, $8 eggs.
Malin is the person that buys into it.
She made Emily buy it, and she's like, Emily got ready, and she's like, all right, try it. It's like Maylene said, it's like $8 eggs, and it's like tastes like rich and stuff. I'm like, tastes like an egg with rice.
Rice has no Hey.
No, I am exactly the same.
I'm Team Daidus here.
I'm Team Daidus here. Yeah.
It's a load of shit. It's like, I'm sorry, if the melon's fucking ready to eat, I don't need like Tanaka-san to massage it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, I'll just eat it.
I'll do it myself.
I'll eat it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, it's just like, I don't know, this obsessive nature of like, the fruit and things have to be perfect, and it's like in the UK as well. We used to like, I think you throw away like carrots or stuff that weren't like the right shape.
Right,
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy them, and it's like, just fucking give it to me.
Like, I wouldn't mind so much if there at least was like a cheapo option, you know, because
Right,
like,
right.
Yeah.
you know, because if it feels like, you know, I'm fine like, if I want to like, you know, treat myself, and I know like I'm going to buy a fruit that is like 100% of the time fucking A grade, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know, sometimes like you buy a pack of strawberries in the UK and it's like strawberry gacha. Sometimes it's like a little bit sour. Sometimes you get that perfectly sweet one, but you know, it's like in Japan, every strawberry you buy is like that sweet one
It's
every
very
single
good.
time. But I do want the option to just be like, just give me a fucking
Give me
cheap
the
pack.
shit pack,
Give me the
like,
shit pack that I just want to like
Think about
stuff
it,
myself.
It is literally like pay to win.
It is.
It's
Oh
literally
my
pay to
fucking
win.
god.
It's like you are paying so that you guarantee every strawberry is going to be an SSR.
Yeah. Oh my fucking god.
It's just like, why did they put like fruit behind a paywall? I feel like all the foods to like put behind the paywall. Like,
Yeah.
See, like the other thing I wouldn't mind either is like, you know, say for example, if it's like knives, right, or like tools or something.
that
Yeah.
makes sense.
That shit's gonna last you for a long time,
Yeah.
right? Because like
Yeah.
there's quality to it.
Yeah.
I can finish a packet of strawberries in like 5 minutes, you know. So it's like, oh, cool. So the thing I just spent 5 minutes on that cost $200.
Yeah.
I want like a parody documentary of like Flaming Hot Cheeto, like a premium version being made.
This isn't just any flavor.
So they like hand dust it or something. They had, like spread the dust on.
This is made by Chester Cheetah himself.
They like hand fry every
Yeah,
single
yeah,
Cheeto
yeah.
before like dusting it with like fucking
And then like massage it to the perfect shape.
like it's like infused with like fairy dust or some shit like that. But yeah, like I suppose unlike us, you moved here post-COVID, right? So I'm curious what the procedure for you was like.
Oh yeah, I
Like-
forgot we talked about.
Yeah, we went that we went on a tangent. We do that a lot here on Trash Taste. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So take us through the process.
Oh yeah, it was a first. Voice crack. Anyways,
Why are you pointing at me?
because you told me it was a painful process, and I was like, hey, it can't be that bad. And then like, you know, it's fine. We're just chilling, waiting for the border to open. But then when it actually opened, it was such a pain. It was like you sign one paper,
Yeah.
with the same information,
Yeah.
and then you have to do that 20 more times.
Yeah.
And then you have to I had to drive to the borough, which is only in Boston. Drive all the way there,
Or the embassy?
the embassy, and then the lady was like, "Who's this gaijin trying to get into her country?" Like she treated me like trash. I was like, "Yeah, fair enough. Like I understand."
Understand a lot of nice
And then
things.
she's like, "Come back a week, drive back, and then drive again.
Yeah.
get that thing."
It's very frustrating having to go to the embassies, especially if they're far away.
Yeah, when they're far away, you don't know like how they operate. So.
Yeah.
And then that whole ordeal happened, and then luckily I had the passport already. But
Yeah.
then one of the annoyingest part is the COVID. They call it My SOS. It's like an app where
It's
you
the app to get into.
Oh,
Japan,
yeah,
like the
yeah,
trains.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
What's super troll about this is that when I got to the airport, when I landed in Japan, the app stopped working, and then all these people who like couldn't communicate with me were like, "Why is your phone not working?" And I was like, "It's not just me. Like all these other people's like apps aren't working."
Yeah.
So
The
like
app is really buggy. It's
it's
really
buggy.
shit.
Yeah. So then they like sent me to a computer to put the same information I did like 37 times.
Yeah.
So I had to do it again, and then
Yeah, so to explain, this is the app. I just have it as well because I just came into Japan.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did they call you?
They don't call me because I don't need to quarantine. 'cause
Yeah, that was really.
I'm boosted.
They like called me. You're boosted?
I'm boosted, baby.
Yeah, they called me. They checked on me like every day when I
Really?
came back. And
They
they're
did?
like,
Yeah.
yeah, they called me on stream, and I like, did it on stream.
Yeah. Last time when we needed to quarantine, they call you every day. But I believe like now you just have to download it just to register that you are coming into the country. If it works. I mean, like I felt like I got like because I'd done this before and I did it through like hard mode, right? When I came in, we would like literally treated like cattle. Like they would like we come in and they like tag us and brand us and be like those
Really?
those are the people coming in. And we literally spent 4 hours in the airport. Like, how long did you spend in the airport?
Very quick. Well, not quick, because you know the whole like
Yeah.
maybe 3 hours.
That's pretty good.
3
So
hours.
you're getting the visa.
Yeah.
If you were getting the
Yeah, and you were getting
what's
the
a pain in
visa as well.
ass Is can I talk shit about Delta? Is that
Yeah,
is
you can talk
allowed?
shit about it.
We're not sponsored by them.
Bro, that's literally our partner.
I own the shares to Delta, actually.
Yeah.
Yo, fuck Delta, dude. I've rode with them 3 times. They fucked me over all 3 times. But anyways, they delayed my fucking
The flight.
my flight by a
Yeah.
day. And what the thing is, you needed the COVID test.
Oh,
3 days.
yeah.
But you get results in 2 days.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I had to time it perfectly.
Yeah,
And then when I did time it perfectly, Delta canceled my Japan trip. They made me get stuck in Detroit. I'm like literally just stuck in Detroit all night.
Yeah.
And then when I got to the airport, they were like, "Hey, your COVID test is late by a day." And then I had to show my ticket. Like, yo, they delayed me by a whole day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they had to bring the manager, and then the manager had to bring the other manager, and then the managers had to bring the other manager, and he came over and he's like, "Okay, you're good."
That's the most Japanese story I've ever heard in my life.
And I'm like, just get me in the goddamn country already. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like tired. I'm sweaty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I think I must have taken like the most optimized path you could possibly get to take in the country, because I was only at the airport for like an hour and a half. But like I prepared my COVID tests. I made sure like it was dated and timed, and made sure to print out all my tickets.
too.
Yeah.
I had
Did
a
you
folder.
pre-register as well?
I did.
You did?
I did, and it didn't work. It wasn't working. And I even screenshotted the barcode,
Oh yeah.
but
So was
they
it
didn't take it.
was the app green?
No, because only one of them wasn't accepting my vaccine card.
Yeah,
for some
yeah,
reason.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, why?
So you need to make sure you get like the right kind of vaccine card, and then if you get the right kind of vaccine card, the app will turn green, and like if they see a green app, they're just like, let this man through, let this man through.
He's on a green card,
He's not
baby.
like the rest.
He's done the paperwork. He's done the paperwork. Get him
Done the
through.
assignment.
Yeah, literally, I think I
time.
skipped like an hour and a half to 2 hours just because I was able to get the green app.
Good to know. I need to know
yeah.
that.
I gotta do this. Well, thanks to Tommy.
Yeah, I need to know that. Yeah.
I've done the
I
speed
wanna
run,
need
guys.
that.
I've done the speed run.
Any percent.
Optimize the route.
I've optimized it. Yeah, because I knew how anal like Japan were with documents. So I was just like, I need to make sure every document is
Yeah.
on par with their exact specifications.
Yeah.
Like when you do something in the UK and I assume the US, sometimes you read some stuff, guidelines, you're like, oh, I'm sure that's not that important, right? Like in Japan, if it's written there, they're gonna check.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
is
yeah. They will
important.
check
They will
everything.
make sure.
Japan
Yeah.
is the only country where like you actually have to read the fine print.
Yeah.
Because they do everything the fine print says.
I did. I went above and beyond, and I still got like kind of cut.
That's
by
Japan for you.
That is Japan.
That is Japan for you.
So yeah, you still took 3 hours just because you had to like re-sign everything and
Oh, actually,
register
well, the day
everything.
before that, when I transferred it to Detroit,
Yeah.
they kept being like, "Oh, we're gonna get another pilot." 1 hour later, oh, the pilot's coming. 1 hour later, 3 hours later, and then they go, "Oh, canceled." And then like, here's your hotel. Go to the hotel, waste a whole ass day. Go the next day, and then finally load. And then I got out of the airport 3 hours, and then immediately picked me up, and I was like, and then I met you guys at the
that restaurant.
That restaurant that
yeah.
was pretty mid. So
Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by Honey, the easy way to save when shopping on your iPhone or computer.
Guys, you know we all shop online.
Of course.
Of course we do. Where else do we shop? In real life? Now, how often do you feel that promo code just taunts you at the checkout?
Every time.
Well, thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes are a thing of the past.
Really?
Honey's the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart.
Imagine it. You're shopping on one of your favorite sites.
Okay.
You get to the checkout. The Honey button appears, and all you have to do is click apply coupon. Wait a few seconds as Honey searches through coupons it can find for that site. If Honey finds a working coupon, you'll watch the prices drop. I recently bought some nice dress shirts, gentlemen. I know, fancy, because we're going to the UK, and I managed to save $15 on a $100 order thanks to Honey.
$15.
I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already used Honey, you could be straight up missing out on savings. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting the boys as well. So you can get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/trash taste. That's joinhoney.com/trash taste. back to the episode.
I gotta say, since Daidus and Emily came like after Geeks Plus has already obviously been formed for a while, they got the fucking VIP treatment coming into Japan. They got picked up at the airport by Mail-In and Geeks Plus staff. You know, like I believe Emily got the same treatment. Where me and Connor, we were just left to like find our way to like our house.
Find Joey.
Yeah, find Joey basically.
I had to pick them up. I mean, like, guys.
I texted Joey when I landed in Japan. I was like, "Okay, can you come help me? I've got so many bags." And then he helped me out in like Nippuri.
Yeah.
And like
Joey was the one who took care of it.
And I remember that because I remember I was trying to do the same thing to Connor because we were like me and Sydney were going to stay around Connor's house, right? And Connor was just like, yeah, Joey helped me with his bags and everything like that.
Dude,
Have I told it on the podcast?
Okay. About me not helping you, Garnt.
Yes,
I didn't know you had that many bags. I would have helped if I known.
The most fucked up thing, I hadn't even joined Geeks Plus at that time. I was literally just doing it on my own volition.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Maylene's just fucking sitting back eating her $8 eggs. Yeah. They're like, yeah, you'll be alright.
But I care.
Yeah. Back then Geeks Plus was just Mail-In, and now Geeks Plus is an entire team. So of course,
I'm surprised.
Yeah, they put him up in a hotel.
Yeah.
He,
we were the beta test
we stayed
basically.
in Hotel Joey.
I stayed in Hotel Connor. Slept on his floor. You know, that was very luxurious.
Tatami mat, actually.
Tatami mat. Okay,
Come on.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not a
I'm
floor.
sorry.
Come on, it's authentic.
Well, technically, it is a floor.
It's authentic. It's not a
It's
floor.
4 generations old, actually. Handcrafted and massaged.
It's not just a floor. It's like Jesus
not just
Christ.
any floor.
It's thousands of years of culture you're speaking on. Jesus.
Oh my
So
God.
once you got into the country, everything was good, you reckon?
Well, I mean, we always needed a translator. We translated like everything literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Joey's job at the beginning.
Yeah.
Wasn't
I know
even
that
paid
feel.
for it.
Yeah, I wasn't even paid for it.
And then we're lucky because you guys are like already established. So you guys go, oh, you want to go out to here?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. And then you do all the speaking, and I'm just like,
Just sitting there.
yeah. And then well, we did our first lesson like 2 weeks ago, but then Golden Week hit. So
Yeah.
just like
Oh, you going to Japanese lessons?
yeah.
Oh, nice.
For
nice,
sure,
nice,
for
nice.
sure. I feel so useless, man. I really do.
It does make you feel like an infant. You just can't do anything.
Yeah, I feel so. I never felt so useless in my life, but that's what I like about it. It's like
You like that?
no, I like, get
The
thrown
challenge.
into the
Okay,
wild.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything. Let everyone else do everything.
No.
That's cool though, because like I don't know many people who have like never left their country who are suddenly just like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna live in a country I've never been to. You know?
Yeah.
If you live in your mom's basement long enough, you just
You want to?
I've been there and so for a very long time.
Right.
I mean, but like rent is like insane in the US, right? Getting a place to rent alone.
My mom's basement. It's like,
Yeah, it's free.
like the
if
rent?
you wanted to leave your mom's basement, like the rent is really high.
It depends on what state you're in.
It depends where you are. I guess.
Okay.
I don't know what it's like in Maine, but I guess like New York.
Maine's getting cheaper. I'm not more expensive because the hipsters are moving in.
right.
It's kind of like Williamsburg. They made it super expensive.
Well, I mean, I know like New York is like fucking egregious.
Brooklyn.
Right?
Actually, when I went to Brooklyn, it used to be cheap and ghetto. And then I came back like a couple years after college, and it like completely.
You know, it's like super fancy,
It turned
right?
fancy.
Yeah,
I was like, "Where's my ghetto Brooklyn that I miss? I miss the ghetto-ness. Where is it?" Like,
I've heard it's become like the art district of New York, right? Like it's like a lot of hipsters like live in Brooklyn.
I
now,
literally
like,
think it's the art college. It's like
yeah.
You told me that you try to pay rent once for like within your sock or something.
What?
Oh yeah. It was just okay. I'll tell the story. So
Like, I was just thinking you
so
said ghetto, and I was like,
it's 2 a.m. in the morning,
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, I gotta pay rent to my roommate real quick. So I had the only way to do it is a cash ATM.
it was in New York, right?
All right.
Yeah, it's in New York, like
Right.
my Brooklyn apartment.
Yeah.
Right.
And the deli's only like 5-minute walk. So I'm like, okay, I'll just go to the deli, get the $500, and then, but I'm so stupid because in my head I'm like, well, it's 2 a.m. in the morning, and what if I get mugged?
Right.
I should hide it in a really good spot. And I hid it in my shoe. And while I was walking back, the money flew out of my shoe. Then I didn't know, and I got back to my apartment, and I was like, where's my money? So then I went outside, like, in the dark, like, looking like this. And then, like, a bunch of, like, people came up to me, and he's like,
Yeah.
yo, what you looking for? And I'm like, have you guys seen any like money, like $500 around like that? And they're like, nah, man, nah. And I knew they were acting. I think they picked it up.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
they're like, Nah, man, nah, dude, I didn't see that. That's crazy. What? And I was like, okay, I know you guys have it. I didn't say that loud, but I'm like, this is a GG. I'm gonna call my dad and be like, yeah, I lost the $500. Sorry. Yeah, I felt
Fly
bad.
out of your shoe. Like you didn't put it like deep into your
Was it like,
soul.
were you like letting it hang out of
Yeah.
the shoe?
No, I put it as deep as I don't know. It's
you have a
one of
hole
those-
in your shoe, maybe? It just kind of like slipped
No,
out.
I just maybe physics or something. I don't know, man.
Physics. Physics, man. Physics.
I don't know, man.
Or the mugging was just that good.
Dude, I mugged myself technically.
Oh my god. That is the most like I live in New York story I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite time in New York is like going out at like 2 a.m. in the morning because then you get like the crackheads.
Why is that a good thing?
Why is that a good thing?
I don't know. It's kind of it's a vibe. But it's because I'm a dude, so I'm technically always safe. But if you're like a girl, you're gonna it's real bad.
I don't know,
Actually,
man. Like I've been to New York and I never felt safe, even like
No, I
during the
don't know.
day.
Yeah, no. Actually, being in Japan, I always feel safe now.
Yeah,
I'm like,
right?
This is crazy.
Yeah.
No guns, no stabbing. What?
Yeah, right. Like
I
you
don't
can
know if I call that a vibe, you know.
What?
Well,
New
the
York has a
lo-fi
vibe.
gun noises. Like, what?
No, you just gotta learn how to talk to them. So what I do is,
Wait, you go up and talk to them?
no, if they approach you.
Oh, right.
Okay,
right, right.
okay.
So what
What's
you
the
do is
secret?
you gotta be like homie to them. So like what I do is I like to say man. So I'm like, so they go,
This
hey,
one
guys.
simple trick will stop all my
It's pro strategy. This is a pro strategy, okay?
Okay.
So they approach you, they're like, give me $2. Hey, can I have $2? And you go, no, sorry, man. And then you gotta add the man in there. It's like,
So if I just say no, sorry, they're gonna be like,
say no sorry.
I know, yeah.
They're offended.
You know,
They're offended.
I'm not, you know, native to America, but
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna like stop anything. If someone wants to,
No, it does. You'll be surprised, man.
I was gonna punch you.
yeah.
I suddenly felt some connection.
He's like, oh, he's on my level. Thank God.
Oh, you call me man? Okay, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good. I'll mug the next guy.
I'll like the next time.
What do you think?
Say,
That,
man.
what does the man do?
What does a man do?
What does the man do?
What does the man
do?
Wait, what dude? The dude asking?
So like,
No, by saying man, what does that do? Like, why does that work?
Oh, it's just like,
It's kind of just like,
it's like word disarming.
right.
Right.
I don't know if this is how it.
Like
is
you're
how
being
it works.
like you're being friendly towards them,
Yeah,
right?
friendly.
Yeah.
So if you just say no, sorry, that's like kind of rude. You say no, sorry, man, or in that tone, no,
Yeah.
sorry, man, right? Man.
What if I say, apologies, my good fellow. I cannot provide you with the cash that you require right now.
Well, then you make them
would like
laugh.
to
and
I
then
would
they
like
let
to
you
decline
go.
that request, sir.
That's another thing. If you can make them laugh, they let you go. Too. You know.
I mean, look, like I believe you,
Criminals make
but
this one simple trick.
there's a part of me that believes you, but like, not in saying that, I'm not gonna try it.
I mean, I haven't been mugged yet, so.
Yeah, well,
Well,
I mean-
I don't think I'll be mugged here, right?
I mean, I
I gotta
suppose
be
you.
pretty unlucky.
Yeah. Unless it's an umbrella, in which case that's just like free reign.
Oh yeah. Someone stole Emily's umbrella.
Yeah, do be like that. Yeah.
People don't steal here unless it's umbrellas.
Yeah.
Because it's not your umbrella, it's the community umbrella.
There
Yeah.
You gotta be more
Yeah.
careful about like people trying to make you join cults. Really, that happens more.
Hasn't happened to me yet.
That's good. It
You'll
will.
know when it
It will happen.
Do I have to go to like the countryside?
No, you
No,
just have.
don't follow them. Why are you following them?
No, you just have to be like, sorry, man.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
Sorry, man. I don't want to join the call.
I don't want to join your call.
Sorry, dude.
I'll be like, you're
I
good,
don't want to go pray.
Yeah.
You're good, dude.
I don't think it'll work here. They don't understand English that much.
Oh,
how-
the cults do.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
They go
Oh,
for
then they'll
foreigners.
totally
Yeah.
Oh, then my tactic works.
Yeah. Just be like, sorry,
Just say man,
Yeah.
right?
Sorry, man. I don't want to join a call,
Sorry,
man.
man. I don't want to pray right now. They'll ask you, do you want to pray? And you say no, and then they'll show you a picture of Mount Fuji.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
should be your sign.
Yeah. It's always Mount Fuji.
But
Always
I
Mount
always
Fuji.
question like, what exactly do you do in this cult though? Like they just like get money from you.
Yeah,
or-
normally they make you kind
They
of
make you
like
do
you live
stuff.
with them, and then they
It's
try and
usually,
get your
I
money.
mean, it's usually like, it starts off with a scam.
like it's just brainwashing.
Yeah, it starts off with a scam, which then eventually leads on to some like more
Yeah.
I don't want to say devious licks, but yeah.
It reminds me of that episode of,
devious licks. But you know, it gets a little serious.
There's that episode of Golden Time, right? Where there's like a cult thing going on.
Is there?
Yeah.
Japan weirdly has a lot of cults.
Yeah.
They're really, really, really like active.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really big ones as well.
Yeah.
It's because there's no like one organized religion like a lot of
Yeah.
countries, so it's kind of just like free for all, basically.
I'm guessing because of the aging population as well. It's very
too.
easy to.
That too.
I can't unsee it. I was fine, and then Connor like randomly while I was hanging out with him, this dude just randomly dropped. Yeah, there's like a lot of old people, more old people than young people. And I was like, no, there's not. Then I'm like the next week I've been walking around. I'm like, oh my god, they're everywhere. There's old people everywhere.
If you go to a supermarket, it's probably like 80% elderly people.
It's insane. I was like, what?
I was just like, I saw a news article just the other day. I mean, this is outdated by the time being, but like, do you know what percentage of the population is below 15 in Japan?
Wait, what did you say? Repeat that.
What population? What percentage of the Japanese population is below 15 years old? What do you think?
20%?
10%.
What the fuck?
That's how many like old people there are, or older people there are.
less young people.
Less
there
young
are.
people.
This is what
basically.
happens when everyone plays gacha. No one's having sex.
I agree with that. I went on Akihabara, and the sex shop is all I needed to see. That's all
you
I
went
needed
to
see. I did, and I saw some questionable, very
The
questionable.
4-story one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like the advertisement that's just like,
Yeah.
I pretend not to look.
Yeah.
So how does like New York as a big city compare to Tokyo?
Oh, it's
Living
like,
there.
It's like Tokyo is amazing.
Yeah.
I love it here.
That's good.
It's literally New York, but clean.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome. Come to Tokyo.
Well, New York has the grid system, which is like it gets boring because you just straight lines, right?
Yeah.
Japan has just like straight lines, and then
Yeah, like lots of little like.
That's it. That's all you know.
I mean,
no food differences, no restaurant differences.
oh my god, dude!
You're looking at it in the eyes of like an architect.
I'm like straight lines. Japan, everyone.
I lost like 20 pounds before getting here.
Yeah.
Obviously not at my goal,
Right.
Yeah.
which I hate. But anyways, I'm trying to fucking lose weight here in Japan. Impossible. There's like you go down one street,
Yeah.
food. Go to the next one, food.
Yeah.
Food. Snack.
Yeah.
It's impossible, and it's all carbs. And
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yep.
I can't like control myself. I'm like,
And then you have a beer.
what?
And then you have a beer.
And then you have a beer, which is cheap because if you want to buy a beer, normally if you go to the bar, you have to tip the bartender.
Yeah.
$1. And then the beer costs like $8, so it's like $9 a beer. It's like over here it's like what, like $3?
Yeah.
No tip.
Yeah.
If
$4.
that.
Yeah.
I've been to some izakayas where it's
like
50
100,
yen a
yeah.
beer.
Oh, okay, wow. You get some really cheap beers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. They have like low carb beer too, which is
The green label,
I
right?
showed him the green stuff. And he's
Yeah.
Why would you
he's
do
like-
that?
he
Why
was
would
like-
you do that?
it's good.
Because he was constantly complaining about carbs and stuff, and I was like,
Don't
Daidus-
drink
Okay.
beer.
I was like, Daidus has shit taste. He'll probably like this beer.
Give him-
And I gave it to him. and he
Well,
was
why
like,
drink
this
beer?
tastes pretty good.
Why drink beer then?
It's just fun. I don't know.
Just get like a highball.
It's literally like water. It doesn't taste like beer.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like water.
Why? Yeah, like
I'm not dissing water here. I'm not a water hater.
audacity.
It's
drinking-
like Bud Light.
It is
Super
literally
light.
Yeah, it is
Bud
literally
Light.
Bud Light.
But it's like.
Do you like Bud Light?
It's water.
A can is like 100 calories and like no carbs. So
Yeah.
it's pretty. If you're on a diet, it's pretty friendly.
Well, the
But
thing
you
in
probably shouldn't be
America right
drinking beer
now,
if you're on a diet.
in America right now, is very popular is the hard seltzer. Yeah.
What's that? I thought it
You
was
don't know
like
that?
seltzer water?
Hard
No.
seltzer?
Seltzer water.
It's literally
Seltzer-
seltzer water, but like they put alcohol in it.
what's seltzer water?
Like, just isn't it carbonated water?
It's carbonated water.
Oh, so it's like
So it's
White
not-
Claw? Is
no
that it?
flavor.
I
No
guess
flavor.
supposedly.
White
Yeah.
Claw. Well, White Claw puts a little bit of flavoring in it.
Okay.
But-
So they've removed the
It is
fun.
White Claw. It's
They've-
basically White Claw.
They've
yeah.
removed the fun from White Claw, which already
Well,
wasn't
White-
fun originally.
It depends. It depends which seltzer you want. But yeah, White Claw is the most popular one.
Okay.
But
Wait, but they put alcohol in it.
they do.
Or like
Yeah.
vodka
like
and shit,
5
or-
to 8% or something.
Oh, so it's like a strong zero.
Basic.
no,
water
Strong Zero
strong.
is
No.
like
It's
sugary.
it's basically just alcohol water or something. right? It's you.
Hand sanitizer.
What lengths have we gone to? This is like the norm.
It's literally just hand
Seltzer
sanitizer.
water is
Carbonated
just
hand
water but
sanitizer.
carbonated. You never had seltzer
What's the
water?
difference
No.
between sparkling then and why do you call it seltzer?
Sparkling. Normally they call sparkling when it's like it has flavor enhanced.
Really?
Does
enhancers.
it?
I don't think it
Yeah,
is. No,
like
really?
aspartame or whatever it's called,
Like, what's the
aspartame.
other one? There's a bunch of other brands like what's the Perrier or whatever.
Perrier.
That's
That's
just-
that's sparkling water,
It's got
right?
no flavor.
That's
Yeah,
just
Perrier
sparkling
is
But
water.
that doesn't
though.
have flavor in it
Classic.
though.
Exactly, but
That's good,
that's
I
what
like that.
sparkling water is.
So what's the difference between seltzer?
Well then,
Oh,
what's
seltzer.
then?
Sorry, seltzer water.
But it said sparkling.
I'm talking on my own ass. I don't fucking know.
Welcome
Maybe
to
they're the
Trash
most
Taste.
same
I need to know what the
Maybe
difference
they're the
is.
same thing.
Welcome to Trash Taste.
Yeah.
Tell me what your source is.
I made it the fuck up.
I feel like seltzer water is like unflavored though, and then like sparkling's like here's a cherry flavor.
Yeah, I guess.
So did you find that Japan is giving you any inspiration for video
Yeah.
ideas?
Yeah.
Super motivation.
Really?
Yeah, because when I made, when I did YouTube as a job back in
Yeah.
United States or Maine or whatever,
Mm.
in my mom's basement basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really have like any reason to make money. I was just like, when I did make money, I was like, all right, but like I never had a use for it because I didn't pay for my food. My mom like,
Right.
Yeah.
But then like my mom was like, you should move out, but she's also very sad about it too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, I'm like conflicted. But then I'm like, I gotta move out. I have to, like mentally. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was rotting down there.
Yeah.
Especially when I think I wanted to move out before COVID hit, and then COVID hit, and I was like,
Yeah.
well, I just be a basement dweller again.
Right.
Eat Domino's pizza and
Did you always plan to move to Japan, or was it just like the opportunity came and you're like, all right, this is it. This is what I've been waiting for. I'll take anything.
I mean, if the opportunity arrives, I was just
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
like,
I mean,
yeah.
you got an opportunity that like a lot of people would kill for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, like, I'm a weeb, right?
We know.
We know.
Like, it's just really weird going to the Kobini and like seeing like Detective Conan, and I'm like,
Yeah.
or like I'll go on the train and I'll see like gacha advertisements or like
Yeah.
Yeah.
nice anime art, and I'm like, this is crazy. I was like, it's pretty wild.
I'm so sad because like I missed out on the because I wasn't in Tokyo when you like were here.
Yeah, we gotta hang out. By the
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
Yeah,
of course. But like I missed out on like the initial
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
Daidus
yeah,
reacts
yeah.
to Japan
Yeah.
saga that happened.
Yeah, well, I'm still like every time I go to a convenience store, I'm still like, what is this? What is that? Like, it's like there's so many things, you know.
Yeah. Because I love seeing reactions to like people who come to Japan
Very
for the first
wholesome.
time.
Yeah,
Just, like,
yeah.
"Woo!" to like everything, right?
And because I remember my first reaction, like seeing a fucking kombini and just like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the convenience like the funnest one. The funnest
yeah, it is.
You're like, I've gone to the konbini. I've seen Japan. I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, fuck Akihabara. It's all about the kombinis, man.
He's peak
What's
Japan.
Yeah.
What's your go-to like food then at the konbini? What are you eating?
I'm like, I like 7-Eleven the best.
Yeah, what are you eating though?
Oh, I'm not
Like everything or
No, not everything. Just whatever. I'm trying to stay healthy, right? So
Yeah,
Have you
yeah.
had the cup ramen yet?
no.
It's pretty good. Just try it.
did you not hear what he just said? He's trying to lose weight.
Try it.
Try it.
Just try it.
Curry flavor.
Just a little-
curry
a little
flavor.
I noticed they only have like the tin cans or whatever. Not the tin cans, the plastic cups, right?
The
In
plastic
America,
cups?
they got the little bag.
Oh, like the packet ramen?
Yeah, they
No, they have the
They-
packet
they
ramen
have it
as
here.
well.
But
It's
but
just-
Find it.
everyone likes the.
I can't
the
find
cup
the cups
run.
ever.
Wait, what?
Wait, what do you mean? The cups are
Cups
everywhere. They
No,
have
oh, sorry, I meant.
Okay,
the
okay.
package.
The package.
I can't
No, the
find that
package
now.
shit. You probably need to go to like a supermarket.
Yeah, they sell them at the
Wait, why would
supermarket.
you want the packet shit?
so you can eat it at home.
It tastes better.
No, it's no.
Yeah, if you deck it, you get to deck it yourself.
Oh, what the fuck? No.
Well,
dude.
why not just make a cup ramen and then just like empty it out into a plate? It would that would
I
not be the
fucking
same
love
thing.
the curry
It
cup
tastes
ramen,
different.
dude. That shit.
The
goes-
curry one and the tomato one. Are
does
my,
it?
my favorites. Yeah.
I fucking love the
I-
double
I
big
think-
curry one.
I think they all taste the same, right?
What?
Right?
What the fuck? Oh, is this another all bread tastes the same thing?
No, it's
The flavors taste very different, Garnt.
It's like there's a curry one that's really good, and then there's like a tomato one that's
Yeah.
really good. There's a seafood one that's
There's a
really
ch-
good.
Well, I worry
I
for
don't
your
like the
taste
cheese
buds.
one.
No, I'm
Cheese
saying if there's cup ramen in a cup and ramen in a packet that's the same flavor, they both
Oh, I
taste the
thought you
same.
were saying
Oh, I
that-
thought you were saying
yeah.
the curry and the tomato ones taste the
Oh
same.
right, no, I was just like because he was talking about the packet because they taste better.
They taste the same.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
they taste the same.
Yeah, I'm just like
The one with the
just
cup-
No, it
the
depends
one
on
with
what sauce
The
you
one with
get.
the cup, they've given you literally like the perfect measurement of water to put in.
Yeah.
In a bowl, I always overdo it or underdo it. You know.
You gotta get good, bro.
No, you gotta. That just means you haven't cooked enough ramen out of a bowl.
I like
I
pot
know.
noodles. I like the cup noodles way more. And also, dude, this sounds
You're
so fun
just
about holding
lazier.
it.
You don't want to
No,
like
no,
boil
no,
the
no.
water.
Half
You
the
just want to like.
half of the experience is fucking holding it and just like fucking going.
No,
at
it's
it.
hot. It burns your hand.
What?
Put it in a bowl.
What, are you holding it while you're pouring the hot water in? You just leave it.
Dude, sometimes the heat goes through the styrofoam, and you're like, ah.
What are you? What?
Am I the only one?
Back me up, please, Joe.
Yeah, I
Beg
mean,
you.
I've never had that. I don't know how sensitive the nerves on your fingers
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
Like,
I know because like with some depending on like the packet or flavor of the ramen, I think it like requires a different amount of water for like the optimal taste.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
yeah.
You know, some sauces are a bit thicker. Some
I
sauces are a
like
bit
mine
thicker.
watery.
You like yours watery? Nah, I like it like thick, man. I like it concentrated.
I like it watery.
So, but that's the thing. Well, like the cup ramen, right? They have like a line on the inside, which is like this is the
Yeah,
normal
yeah.
one. So if you like yours water, you just pour a little more water than the line. If
Yeah,
you like
yeah,
it
yeah.
thick, you pour it a little bit under.
Yeah.
It's like perfectly measured out for you.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's no like gambling in a fucking
You
giant
guys sound
pot.
like a cup ramen cult.
I
or
just
something.
like
You're
cup
trying to
I like cup
convert me.
ramen.
Cup
You're trying
ramen
to
is
convert
fucking
me.
awesome. I mean,
It's good.
I mean, I ain't trashing it. It's good. I just prefer the package.
It was invented by Americans, dude.
I feel like you're talking a little too
cup?
much shit.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
yeah.
It
It actually was
yeah,
actually.
It was invented by the Americans.
Learned that the cup noodle
'Cause the cup- yeah, the
museum,
cup
right?
ramen museum.
Yeah, the cup ramen museum.
Oh,
I'll take
yeah.
you to
Yeah.
the cup ramen museum, and then you'll change your mind.
I think someone went there before.
I think people have gone there before.
We've all been there.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think
I know someone.
people have gone there before. I think. I think two of them are in this room right now.
I think Emily went to it. I think.
Oh,
or
really?
something. I think there's one in California. That's why.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I didn't know that.
So I guess we should talk a bit more about what you do.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're here.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, I met you guys at a Faku party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At Anime Expo, right?
What year was that?
20 was whenever the
2019,
last one was.
2019.
But wait. So why are you on? What's your YouTube history? Why the fuck are you on YouTube? What's going on with that? Huh?
Oh. Why am I on YouTube?
Yeah. Why maybe I brought you on YouTube?
Oh yeah. So okay. I get it here. Okay. so I was like I graduated out of college and like
Yeah.
I didn't want to be an industry puppet yet.
Yeah. What did
No.
you study in college?
I went for 3D animation, which I hate.
Okay.
I hate 3D animation.
Same.
3D animation.
I hate
Yeah,
I hate 3D.
I went
animation.
3D animation because obviously, like career wise, it's like safest.
Yeah.
Like if you go to art college, you're paying like 50 grand, whatever, every semester, and like getting
Yeah.
massively in debt.
50 grand every semester.
Yeah, art college in
colleges
America
don't
is
mess around, dude.
insane, yeah.
And
Yeah.
then they make you pay for the dorms.
Yeah.
And then they make you pay for like everything.
Right.
And then they give you this lunch card, and they're like, "We put like $15,000 in here. You have to spend it all, or it goes away." So you have
shit.
to keep eating at the cafeteria to spend all that money,
Right.
or else the money's useless. It's
Yeah.
like so stupid.
Jeez.
But anyways, yeah. So after I graduated,
Mhm.
I was like jobless for like a year and a half, 2 years. I don't know how long. It was like probably the most depressing parts of my life.
Yeah.
It was
no.
very depressing because
Oh.
at first, because I wanted to try to do something myself, like instead of like being a paint bucket slave, like I'm a paint
Yeah.
bucket,
Yeah.
paint bucket. I was like, let me try to do something. It was a massive struggle. I'd release a video, and then it would do poorly because obviously when you're like one subscriber, Andy, you're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're like I can't do much,
Yeah.
right? So then it was just that I just kept doing it because I saw like people like Dominic, James, Jaden, and stuff like they were doing well at the time. Storytime animation was like very.
Well, that was crazy.
Yeah.
very popular.
That was like the peak of that.
Yeah.
It is dying now, like a little bit, obviously.
You think so?
I think so. Yeah, dying. It's not dying.
It's
but
calmed down a lot.
It's calmed down.
It's
It
definitely
used to
not at the
be-
peak.
Yeah.
It used to be insane. You can
Yeah.
make like any video be like, I went to school and I sat down and I saw a pencil and I sharpened it, and then you could get like 1 million views on it.
Yeah.
I remember like when it was at its peak, it was like
Yeah.
no matter how many times you refresh your homepage,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
a story.
everywhere.
There was a
Million
different story time
because of
review.
that. I
It
think
worked.
I think
Yeah.
James's like style was like so simple
Mhm.
that everyone was like, "Oh, I could do that too." And
Right.
Yeah.
that's what happened.
Yeah, because I remember like before, like there were like some of the biggest YouTube videos were like animation, and then YouTube changed the algorithm to not like
Yeah,
to
they
to
killed-
watch time.
People want animation.
Yeah, but people,
Yeah.
but
They
people,
do.
the need never went. So there was this huge need on the YouTube audience for animation, but obviously it wasn't feasible to do like the heavy Newgrounds kind of short form animation anymore, and then that kind of evolved into storytime animations, I think.
It's funny though, is because it's supposed to be simpler now, but like now everyone has like teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I had a team. I mean, I should try to get one, but like, I have that like mental problem where I'm like, I must do it.
Yeah.
I must
Yeah,
be
yeah,
the
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
You won't do it correctly. I gotta do it.
Right.
And I hate that. I hate that.
But yeah, that's definitely something you need to like let go of as a YouTuber.
It's
'cause,
so
like,
Yeah.
hard.
it's
I mean,
like-
I'm
you guys
I'm
with editing, right?
I'm the
Yeah.
same way, and I still am heavily involved in the editing process.
Yeah, because you're
but-
like,
yeah. Because like to me, that is like my personality. Like I can convey my personality through my editing. So I've had to learn what parts can I give to someone else and not like lose this to be like a gig up video. That's what I've had to like figure out. And that's what the challenge is, because you can't continue doing everything yourself. You have to figure out, what makes a Daidus video, and what can I outsource to other people to help me with.
Yeah, because I'm sure you
Yeah.
could get like helpers to do, say, like coloring and stuff like that, right?
That's the hard part though, is that when it comes to animation, it's expensive because there's a lot of hours that
Yeah.
Yeah.
get put
Yeah.
into it. And like in my head, I'm like, well, if I'm doing the writing, the storyboarding, the animation, the YouTube
Yeah.
thumbnail, the whatever, like there's so many. I'm like doing everything,
Right.
Yeah.
and I'm like, if I give this to somebody else, all they're gonna do is just make it polished and make it look better, right?
Yeah, but like let's say I
But
think
I don't technically save time that way though.
there's like some things you can do. Like
It just
let's
looks
say
better.
let's say you're writing, right? You could argue that you have to write everything. But what's wrong
Yeah.
with someone kind of mimicking your style and then you going in and cleaning it up? And
I
the more
would-
you work with
I
someone,
would
Yeah.
love that. I just
Right.
need to find like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about
It's
writing
hard
the
to
right
find,
person.
though.
Yeah.
it sucks because you need to find someone, but also
and then you have to pay them good.
you
like,
have to
Yeah.
train them. So like you don't see a
train
return.
them, pay them.
But in the long run, you'll
Yeah,
probably
it's-
have
it's an
someone-
investment.
I do want to do that because
Yeah.
I get, like, I love doing the videos,
Yeah.
of course.
but it is a lot of work, and I don't like to say out loud that it's a lot of work because
Yeah.
it's like,
It's obvious.
because
It's fine.
there's
It's
artists-
obvious a lot of work.
No, the problem is that there's artists who are doing that but better or faster than you or draw
Right.
better than you.
Yeah.
Like, I'd say I'm pretty good, but then Pixar artists are like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
Pixar artists. They're
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
But
Well, take
Yeah.
like what is like the like your entire process into making one of your videos, and
well,
like
first,
from start to like end.
Okay. Well, first of all, you gotta think of like, okay, what's like a good enough video that won't be boring.
Yeah.
I go for like the ADHD kind of like fast pace.
Yeah. Right.
But the problem is like I learned that the hard way, that like I've been doing this so much, I run out of jokes because I'm like, well, I've done this. Death Note, I've done that. Another Death Note, I've done that. I put so many Death Note like references in there already. I'm like, oh well, I need to like change my style or something because I'm running out of jokes, man.
Right.
But yeah, so I just start with the topic, and you half write it, you bullet point,
Yeah.
and you storyboard. Storyboarding is the longest because
Right.
that's basically the whole video, and then you just have to clean it up, right?
Right.
So storyboard. Oh yeah, sorry, you got to do the audio because now you got to match the audio with the storyboard,
Yeah.
and I hate the audio the most. Audio. Is
Why'd you hate audio?
when it's like a home setup, it's like, I don't know. I have a hard time like, because with animation, every sentence that you make is at least like 5 to 10 drawings.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I gotta cut this down so I don't have to
Right.
like animate like an extra 30, 40, 50, 60 drawings. So you have to like cut it like perfectly well,
Right.
to save you some drawing time.
Right.
basically. And I don't know. I just feel like the expectations are like really high for any artist on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because there's always gonna be that guy in the comments that's like, well, that's it, or that was shit, or something like that. I don't
Yeah.
Yeah, but fuck it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. There's always that guy that's like, what happened? Your quality went down. Well, my quality went down because I have to release the video.
Yeah.
You want it faster, right?
Yeah.
But then you take too long. They go, "Where's the video?" And then it kind of like it burns you out. I wouldn't say I'm burnt out. I would say like I would make the video, then I get like burnt out for like a month.
Yeah.
And then I come back, but at least I like enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do it again. I'll keep doing it. The problem was like I don't know this animation or story time or whatever. They made this like this thing in the air, which is like, oh, you got to do it monthly. I don't know why. I don't know
Like a
who-
standard.
I
Right?
think
A
that's probably like
standard.
an
Yeah.
expectation of like this
Yeah.
seems like a reasonable amount of time for
right?
to take.
And like
But also, I'd probably say that's like YouTube's like a good way to remind YouTube that you still exist. And like,
yeah,
please,
exactly.
yeah,
So-
please recommend my video.
So things like when me and Emily do like stuff with Connor on his channel or whatever,
Yeah.
it's like, hey, we're still alive. We're just suffering from animating.
Yeah.
I try to not to draw more than like 3 frames. I'm just like
Yeah.
because most of it is the jokes and the audio.
Yeah.
And then the visuals are just like bonus. And
Yeah.
some animators they take that too lightly and they animate too much and then they're like, oh man, why did I do this?
Right.
Then they
So
get
how long
burnt
does it
out,
take
yeah.
like to make one of your videos? Do you reckon like
Like without rushing it.
yeah, without rushing?
like hours.
Well, the thing is, like, in a mental, you need to be. Oh, sorry.
Want to make sure it's like pointed towards your mouth.
In there.
Eat the mic.
Yeah. So,
You can move it around. If how long does it take to make one of your videos? Like if you're not rushing.
Oh, right. Okay. So, like, the thing is, you need to be in like the mental state, like, because I think like you guys are. I call you guys live actioners.
Mate, I'm not a live actioner.
Flesh tuber.
Flesh tuber.
You're a flesh tube.
Yeah, you
Whether
always.
you like it or not, Garnt, you are a flesh
That
tuber.
sounds like a toy that Sydney just bought. You know, fucking like that sounds.
Flesh tube 3000.
But like for you guys, like you can like set up everything and then be done within like an hour or 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Oh, it depends. Yeah.
Well, it depends. Right?
Yeah.
Right. I'm not saying like it's
Yeah.
easy. I'm saying it's like
It's more streamlined. Yeah.
Yeah.
like if you're not feeling it for the day of like doing the camera,
Yeah.
like worst case scenario, you're like down by a day,
Yeah.
or like you just put up with it and you're just like, I'm still gonna record even though like I feel like shit.
Yeah.
Well, we do that
Oh.
on Trash Taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Is that 2 days? Is it 2 day too?
No.
No.
I'm fine. I mean, there's some
Yeah.
days obviously where one of us is really tired or one of us had like you know they went out drinking or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we gotta do it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's just like you know.
You just gotta turn on your brain, right?
if you were working on
Yeah.
like a film set or something or a TV show, you don't get to be like, sorry guys, I'm feeling a little tired.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like you just gotta like because
do it. Power through it.
now it's not just us three, right? Even then I would still be like, all right,
Yeah.
we
Just
gotta
do it.
Yeah.
Then we have like a bunch of staff coming in, so it's like
Yeah.
if one of us just doesn't turn up or take care of ourselves, it's like it affects everyone.
Yeah.
True,
Yeah.
you have like a
So-
staff too. Like you,
We have like responsibility now for
Yeah.
everyone.
That-
Yeah.
That's how I feel when like Maylene brought us over to Geeks Plus. I'm like, okay, well now I gotta work.
But-
Like,
Yeah.
I gotta let
But
people down.
it's like it's a
It's
good
good, it's
motivator.
good, it's good. I
There's
like
good
it.
motivation.
Yeah,
That's why
it's
I
like
came-
it's like when you go to a gym with a bro, right? And you're just following them
Yeah.
because you don't want to let your bros down, right? You know.
Right.
Yeah, because if you go gym, sometimes you're like,
Yeah.
I'll skip the last set.
Yeah,
no
yeah,
one's
yeah.
gonna punish me.
Yeah.
Boys, what are you doing? We got one more set left.
Yeah. You're like, fuck, man. Okay.
It's like, all right,
like-
fine, I'll do it. All right.
Yeah.
I felt that like when I'm near you guys or over there or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. I feel that and I appreciate it. Like I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
this is why. There's 3 reasons why. 1, motivation.
Yeah.
And then 2, food.
We all eat food.
Yeah. That is
I
true.
fucking love food.
Okay.
And then
I also love food.
Yeah.
Wow, what a hot take.
Only the hottest take.
The hardest take on Trash Taste so far. I love food.
well, now there's like different motivators because now I have to pay for rent.
Yeah.
I
I gotta pay bills.
gotta pay bills.
I find as a creator, when you're around other people who are very determined and are making things, and being very like proactive and are really like pushing their like content to the limits, it very much influences me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And also,
Yeah.
I think we all stepped up our
Hard.
game from being in Trash Taste, and we all
Yeah.
wanted to push each other
Yeah,
to make
like-
better stuff.
Definitely.
Like I've definitely learned so much just by being on Trash Taste and just being with the boys as well. Like this year has been like I've been outputting the most content I've ever outputted in my entire career. And
Man, I miss when you used to like not post like. I was like, my brother.
that's how you know you can change, man. That's how you know you can change. I did it. I did it, man.
The chosen one. Why?
I remember these two would post like so fast, and I'm like, I can't keep up. This is like years and years ago.
Yeah.
And then when he was working at the BBC, I could keep up with Garnt because he would like release like one video every like 3 months, and I'm like,
3 months.
3 months.
3 months. It was like once a year.
Yeah, once a year, once every 6 months, maybe.
It was like a bunch of years.
Yeah.
It's like dingy. It's like he's just like me.
So you got sad that Garnt upped his game.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm glad for the boy.
What are you, his dad?
I'm proud of you,
No,
son. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
My pity.
See,
Oh my
God
God.
can do it.
So you
can
want
do it.
everyone to upload less? You're like, please,
No.
guys.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
uploading way
Slow
less.
down, dude. Slow down, guys.
No, I got some new ideas to like up the.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm still alive. Like,
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah,
especially
because
with animations.
Because like I'd say like I've learned a lot by being on Trash Chase because it was like the process of this is like so different from being like a non-flesh tuber or like what do you call that? I don't know what to
Virtual
call that.
YouTube.
Avatuber.
Have a tuber?
I don't know.
Yeah, because I was just like a disembodied voice, you know, like I never showed my face or anything. But like all of my content, like you, was like very scripted, you know, highly edited and stuff like that. So I would have like, you know, aside from the drawing, I would have like a very similar process.
I noticed that.
Yeah. And like the big difference between working on Trash Taste and working with, you know, live action videos is that there is like a clear separation between, okay, work starts, camera is on, you are working now, camera is stop recording, job's over.
Right. Or like,
Yeah.
oh,
Video's
I messed
done.
up, redo. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
But like there is a clear separation to be like, okay, my work here is done, I can just relax. Whereas with scripted videos and with like edited videos, you're just like, oh, I could maybe do a little bit
I
more.
know there's too much potential.
Yeah.
And then like you go too much, you waste too much time.
Exactly. There's no clear separation about when you should start and when the project is over.
Yeah.
Because there's always like a little bit you can do more. There's like things here and
That's
there.
my biggest problem with the videos is quantity and stuff.
Yeah.
If it's quantity, I get too bored because I'm not challenging myself. If it's quality, I take too damn long.
I'd be so scared to take 1 month and just know that like it could not do well.
I know.
And then when it-
I cry like every time I upload a video. I'm like, I'm dead. I'm like, I cry. I don't actually cry, but I'm just like, I'm sad for like 2 days.
Why?
But I pick myself up.
Even if it does well?
Yep. Because like when you first release it, you're like, what if nobody watches it? And then-
Right.
And you wonder that for like whatever, but for some reason animation, it's like trickling views. It's like
With animation, it's definitely more like, you know, it picks up,
yeah.
really quickly over a long period of time.
long period of time.
Where it's like a lot of
Yeah.
like flesh tubing videos. It's like flesh tube video, not flesh tubing. That was weird. But like,
tube.
but with a lot of like flesh tube videos, like me and Connor,
It's
for
like
example,
instant and then
it's like
stops,
it's
right?
like usually it's like within the first week or something. It's
Yeah.
like majority of the views, and then
Yeah.
maybe every now and then it'll like kind of pick up, you know, in the long run.
Some
right?
videos just like don't stop getting views.
Yeah. But
then
I'd say
that's-
like I'd say I don't know about in your case, but like most videos, it's like the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
week is like
Yeah,
the peak,
for
right?
sure, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Occasionally you just get like one video that just seems to like defy
it's like oh
walls.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so funny because like sometimes like Connor will be like, oh, this video didn't perform well. He gets like sad. I'm like, bro, you only took like a week to make that shit. I'm like,
Some
I'm
videos,
like,
some
bro,
videos, some
bro,
videos.
sometimes I'll take like 2 months to make one video.
No.
and then,
There's
like,
some
I'm
videos
like-
that have taken me like months, and there's ones that take me 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like the dichotomy is like shocking at times.
Yeah,
But- but-
he's not going to be like that with the video he took 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But what we can share together is that the fucking YouTube studio is pure pain.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
The
yeah,
rankings
yeah.
1
It
through
sucks.
10.
Yeah, the ranking.
Why is it in the front? Just hide that shit, bro.
Yeah. I completely
Why?
agree. It should not be front and center.
I just wish there was an option.
Like-
that you could
like-
turn it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Like,
like,
they,
go
they,
away.
they remove dislikes and then they keep the fucking one actual thing that is like actual detrimental to my mental health front and center.
Yeah.
Like
everyone, I don't know a single person that likes that feature. Like I I'm fine with it if you have to dig for it.
Yeah, exactly,
Hide it in
exactly.
the menu. Why is it in the very front page?
Why is it when I just want to see how my video is doing? That's the first thing I have to see. Like I'm forced to see it, you know.
And it's like, oh, you're shit, and then you're, like, you're shit today. Oh, okay.
It just sucks because I guess if you upload a video that doesn't do well for one whole month, you got to look at it.
You get sad, and you're like, oh man, I suck.
Falling off.
Yeah. It's
Scary.
I like kind of like intermittently just like remove the app entirely from my phone, especially if it's like a video that's like, you know, like a 9 out of 10 or something. I was like, I don't want to fucking look at this.
Yeah.
Right.
So I just like remove it from my phone until my next video.
Yeah.
And then if it does well, then I see the fireworks. I was like, all right, installing that bitch again, baby.
Yeah.
Sucks when you know it's a video that's not going to do well as well, but you're like, well, I like this video. I'm going to upload it. I know people aren't going to watch it. Or I know that YouTube's going to like kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by Bokksu.
Guys, it's time to touch some grass.
Wait, what?
What's up with you?
You guys know the saying, the grass is always greener on the other side, right?
Of course,
Of course.
Well, not this time. What's on the other side, you might be asking? Well, it's Bokksu.
Oh my lord, it was right here.
Bokksu is a monthly subscription service that delivers premium Japanese snacks and tea pairings straight from Japan to your door. Each Bokksu features a new theme, providing a gourmet journey through Japan every single month.
This month's Bokksu is in the theme of Midori moments.
Do you guys know what Midori means?
Joey, Midori is green and Japanese. Do you get it now, guys?
Nihongo Josu.
Well, this is the Uji Matcha waffle cookie.
It's got 2 thick and crumbly waffle cookies encased in a smooth and rich matcha-infused cream between their ridges. How's that?
Oh, that's really good, actually.
What I would personally recommend is to pair this with yuzu green tea because it's kind of got like the sourness of the yuzu, but like the mildness of the green tea.
Get all of these wonderful and delicious matcha-flavored treats with Bokksu and use our code TRASHTASTE15 and the link in the description below to save $15 off your order.
Delicious.
Back to the show.
Animators or whatever. I don't know what you call them. I don't like being called something because
Just story time, people.
no, because you call it story time is like the community is like or like I'm a VTuber, and then you get tagged by the VTuber community is like when you have like
I think
labels.
that's just like any community in
yeah, just community in general. The word community is always toxic no matter what. So
Yeah,
it's just
I've always just called it
I'm just
story
like
time
I'm an
animators.
artist.
Yeah.
Bro. I'm just an artist. I don't know whatever. But like I've noticed like a lot of storytime animators are like they don't post it anymore. Actually, like a lot of them.
Yeah.
they're all burnt out. It's such a burning out kind of.
Well, they're like kind of
medium.
doing other stuff like Twitch and you know all that.
I mean,
kind
I
of
get
stuff.
it, right?
Because
'Cause
Twitch
if-
is like it's like feeding.
Yeah.
If you're on like
Every day you're fed.
a big boom, right, and you're on a trend that's like absolutely crushing it, and then suddenly you and all your peers are like making half the money, and you have to put in you have to put in like double the time. For like, what, like half the money, half the views.
It's like
and
triple the time.
And then it's like, all right, well, why am I doing this?
Yeah, so like a lot of the story times are trying to like pivot.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pivot a little bit just to have like faster, like feasible, like content. So
because I think like especially with storytime YouTubers, because it takes so much work, and it's impossible to like not spend a month on this video and pour your fucking heart and soul into it.
yeah, like you have to no life it.
Yeah.
3 weeks of no lifing, I would say.
Yes, and that's like a lot to invest emotionally if your video is not going to perform
Yeah, exactly.
well.
And then that's
you
what
know.
burns them out.
Yeah.
You make like you put 3 weeks worth of work in, and you get like $1,000. Like that, like,
Well, that's why we try to take like any sponsors we can. We're like, please.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Because I mean, if you did 3 weeks worth of work in a very specialized industry,
Yeah.
and they gave you $1,000 for like doing like,
I'm gonna be
hours.
honest. I would probably quit by now if I didn't get sponsors. I was like, it's like it's not worth it. Like,
But I hate it when people are like, oh, just because you're not doing it for the art. It's like, fuck no.
Yeah,
dude,
yeah,
I'm trying to pay rent. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Easy enough to say that when you live with your parents, right?
Yeah.
Like,
you know,
I in the start it was pure. It was like, I'm doing this because
It's a hobby.
because I love doing it, and I still do
it
enjoy
started
doing it.
like
Yeah.
that,
I do enjoy doing it, but the thing is, I enjoy doing it, but if I can't pay rent with it, I can't.
Yeah.
Right? Like I got to go and get a job, and then I'll upload once every.
And it's not even
4
that
months.
nowadays.
My man.
Like it's not even that nowadays either. It's like it's like I also need to pay my fucking editor. I need to pay people who help me in shoots. It's it's not just me anymore.
It's annoying too because like for some reason like live actioners They get
Flesh tuber.
Flush tuber.
Yeah.
They get a pass for it when they do sponsors, and then when like animators do it, it's just like,
Really?
what happened to the
think
passion?
so?
Really?
Not anymore. It used to. It used to.
I think that used to be for like
animators had-
everyone.
Yeah, that used to be for everyone. It's like if
Oh,
your
everyone?
sponsor wasn't like directly involved with your content in some
Yeah,
way,
yeah,
then it's
yeah.
like, oh, he's such a fucking seller.
Like I remember when
Raid Shadow Legends.
like I remember when
We'll have to cut
Patreon, I remember when Patreon first launched,
Oh,
and like anyone who got a Patreon was just like, wow,
Demonized.
I can't believe you sold out.
Yeah.
My God, you think I'm going to fucking donate to you?
Yeah.
Stop e-begging, you motherfucker. Like they called it e-begging, and it was just like it's nice that the mentality has completely changed over time to now be like, oh, this video's not got a sponsor. Yo, you paying rent, okay, bro? You know, like sponsors are like completely normal now. And
nowadays,
Thank
if
God.
you'd see like a sponsored video, there'd always be that comment being like, "Damn, Joey getting that bread today."
Yeah,
though."
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
encouraging about it.
Yeah.
But,
It's
like,
very different.
5 years ago, nothing like
Not
that was.
even 5 years ago. It was like
Yeah.
3 years ago.
Yeah, like a couple of years ago, it's like
Yeah.
nothing like that was around. So it's like it's just so weird now that it's almost like, I don't know, congratulated in a sense, or like
I think it's just more
know what the word
become
is.
more accepted that being a YouTuber is a job and a career, not just a job but a career, you know.
Right.
And we require sponsors in order to keep the show running. And I think people have now more accepted that YouTube is one of the main forms of entertainment that a
I
lot of
think
people
that's
watch.
the thing. It's like I think now the majority of the understanding is that a YouTuber getting sponsored means that there's gonna be better quality shit. Because I think because like you
quality
know,
has gone up.
Sometimes.
yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes you know, but like you know, I
sometimes.
think that
Sometimes they just want the money.
yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
they just want the money, of course, but like I think the general understanding is like, oh, they're going to use this money to like up their quality or like
Yeah.
up their content in
Yeah.
whatever way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So-
like the first job of being a YouTuber is making it sustainable and making it so you can support yourself. And a lot of the times you can't support yourself without a Patreon or without sponsors.
Right.
You know, there are some forms of content like animators which you guys have a much harder time generating revenue when you upload once a month.
Yeah, why didn't any of I never really saw any of the Storytime people getting patrons. I never really saw it much.
That's the thing. Like most
I guess it's just
animators
extra
or most
work.
artists, they hate making money because it makes them feel bad because like it's like, oh, I'm selling out to the devil, like my passion. And like I used to be like that.
Right.
Yeah.
But then like lately I'm like, bro, I can't do this
Bro,
anymore.
like passion only takes you like so long,
And then
man.
you're like, shit, actually, you know what?
Yeah, yeah.
Passion things like
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, it's like we still enjoy it.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Of
Like,
course, yeah.
We would
Yeah.
we would have quit a long time
But
ago.
passion doesn't pay the bills.
Exactly. It's just like it's just nice. It's like, bro.
No, but even like passion doesn't get you through those hard days where you're just like, I don't want to work today, man, but I gotta upload something. Like,
Especially like we had to like draw a line. Like,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
Sometimes even drawing a
God forbid. God forbid.
Single line, it's like, I'm done.
I was serious. Like even setting up the whole tablet thing and drawing a line, sometimes
no,
it's
no,
tough. It's
I
tough
get it. I
sometimes.
get
Yeah, I
it.
get
No,
it.
it's like,
I don't want to draw a line.
yeah,
I don't want to draw a line today. I'm on play games.
Only circles.
yeah. No, it's like I get it because like sometimes I'm just like I don't want to watch anime today, but I kind of got to, you know. Whereas because
Oh,
like
yeah, your job.
because and I'm like how can you complain about fucking watching anime or like reading manga? I mean that sounds like an amazing job, and I'm just like
Most of it's shit.
I do watch a lot of shit as well, but like
How do you do it? You have like a technique. You only watch like
I have
3
a
episodes or
technique.
something.
I have a technique.
He's watching 4 at once.
It's actually I actually like some shows I have to
Times 2
watch at
speed.
times 2 speed. Yeah, that has been like the lifesaver.
Bro, that's
for
me with YouTube. Every video I watch 2 times
Yeah,
speed.
like I
Yeah.
What?
every YouTube video.
Because I think about it, like if I think about it, okay, 40-minute long video, 2 times speed, that's 20 minutes. I saved 20 minutes.
Yeah, but can you not like because I've done that before as well, just to like test it out. Like half the videos I watch, I don't understand what the fuck's
You're like-
happening.
you're
It's like too
wild.
fast.
It's
No,
not-
if
it's
you do
not-
it enough, your brain could be like,
But like it's
For me,
you're like
times-
commodifying entertainment. You're like turning it into like a challenge.
it
They're
depends.
just talking,
This is
right?
like Family Guy speed.
Okay, no,
runs.
it depends, right? It depends. If I'm like, if there's a video in which I am just trying to get information
like a
out of this
tutorial or
video,
something.
like a tutorial, or maybe I'm
yeah.
like watching, Philly D, and I'm just like, I just want to hear the news said to me. I just need to like consume
How do you
information.
listen to Philly D at 2 times speed? He talks at 2
I
times
do-
speed
I do
at
that.
1 time
So,
speed.
so you watch entertainment in 2 times speed.
No, only if they're talking most of the time. If the visuals are like, like animation or, I don't know, something
they're talking.
visually.
Yeah.
They're talking. That's everything ever.
Yeah. That's most of YouTube. They're talking so much. So
What about
like
Netflix?
2 times
Netflix,
speed.
you're watching it 2 times speed?
No.
Yeah.
Wait, so why YouTube and not Netflix?
I feel like YouTube is like more like background consumable kind of like content. And Netflix is like, I want to sit down on my couch and watch something.
Yeah, yeah,
You don't
I get
watch
it.
like that kind of like Netflix styled content on YouTube at all. Like you don't watch like
No, I
documentary
only watch
videos or anything.
YouTube on 2 times speed.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, like I get it because
I'm
like
gonna make my videos like 2 times slower.
No, but that's the thing. It's like when I take off 2 times speed, I go to normal speed. I'm like, why is it so slow?
I've gotten to the
Why is it like a normal human conversation?
I've
forbid.
I've gone to the point with some videos. Right, I'm on your team here. I'm on your team.
Thank you.
Like
I'm not.
like
I
I've gotten to the point where sometimes you just like you play a video and you forget which speed it's at and you have to check. It's like, is this normal speed or 2? Oh, it's
Right,
1.5
yeah.
times speed.
Yeah, you
I've
put it back,
forgotten
you're
what
like-
like a normal speaking pace is right
Yeah.
now because everyone talks at a different pace, but like I like the same tempo with like everyone I listen
You're
to.
the
I guess.
reason why like we'll end up like with like the Wall-E movie, dude. Like why we'll end up in the spaceship.
No.
People like you.
These guys
Just
think like
fucking
Sonic, you know?
Just fucking consuming, like not ever enjoying anything.
Yeah.
Wall-E was
enjoy
right,
it.
dude.
I do
Wall-E
enjoy
was
it. It's
right.
like
What information am I leaving out? Nothing. I'm still listening to the whole video.
Dude, imagine the
I just saved-
cinematographer went
I
to like all
saved
this
20
effort to set
minutes.
up the shot. And it's like, bro, what the fuck?
Bro,
No, but
that
that's
20
that-
minutes is like I
It's like
walked to
2
the
frames a
deli.
shot.
that there are some videos that need to be watched at
I
fucking
agree, there are
1.5
tutorials
and
there are stuff like that where
it's not just tutorials, but
Sometimes people talk too slow, but like 99% of videos should just be watched in the fucking speed they're
Yeah.
intended.
I think it's about 50-50.
Yeah.
Like to me it's about 50-50. There are some pieces of content,
Give me an example.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm gonna watch all 2 times speed. but-
drama videos where you just like hear about like news with like other fucking crazies or whatever. That is not something
That's
that needs to
valid,
watch at
that's
like
valid.
1 time
Alright, I'll
speed,
accept
man.
that.
Like fucking
Yeah,
That's
that
up
and
for-
tutorial videos are the only ones I can think of.
and like if you're watching like a documentary or something, that's like 1 time speed. You know, if it's like heavily edited, you know, it's 1 time speed. If it's just like a
Yeah,
guy,
yeah, I agree.
if it's like a guy in front of a camera just like talking about a topic or something, I'm like,
I just don't watch those.
I just don't watch that.
you watch a lot more of those videos than
Or
you
maybe
think you do.
1.25 or 1.5.
Yeah.
Do you watch like ASMR videos at 2 times speed?
I don't watch ASMR.
1.25, I can kind of get a little bit behind, but like 2 is just too fast.
1.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Like to me, like 2 is
1.75.
Oh my god.
to 2. Like I haven't gotten to like the 2 times speed meta yet. I guess.
We must go beyond.
I can't believe people just look at the timestamp and they're like, I can go faster. They're just like, they're like, I want to do this faster.
Hey, you saved 20 minutes. That's a
Like,
trip.
is your
That's a
objective?
poop session right
Is
there.
your objective to just consume more? Like, what are you trying to achieve by?
I'm not
like,
trying to
saving that?
consume more. I'm just like,
Like if it's background noise, what's the
Yeah,
problem with it
yeah.
leaving at 1 time speed?
well, okay, well,
Surely
it
it's
depends
like- it
on.
must sound
It
like
depends
fucking
on
penis
how.
music in the background.
It depends how in.
Okay,
I
no,
am
no,
into
like-
the topic. I'm like, if
Yeah.
I'm into the topic, 2 times speed.
You said you used to
If
watch,
I'm not, and I'll make it slow so I can draw in the background.
You said
Yeah.
you used to watch Trash Taste before you felt like it was parasocial.
Yeah.
And then did
Oh
you-
my
did-
god,
did
the
you watch-
parasocial was fucking brutal, man. I
Did you-
couldn't do it.
Did you watch Trash Taste in 2 times speed?
I tried it. I was like, Emily, let's watch it at 1.5 speed. She's like, no.
No, because like to me, if I'm watching it.
Like, don't you dare.
Yeah.
bash
I
my
was
eyes.
like, how
To
dare
be
you.
fair, like if I'm watching at 1.5 speed, I'm like paying attention. So I'm like very consciously
Yeah.
paying attention. If it's in the background, it has to be like a one time speed. But like
Yeah.
to me, it's just like you are consuming. Like you are consuming this content, and that's why I watch it at 1.5 to 2 times speed, whatever. But like there is some content that is like it's technically entertainment, but the entertainment is getting the information that this person is like portraying. I guess I don't know. It's really weird, right? It's really weird.
That's the funny part is that if I am alone though, I will watch Trash Taste speed 2 times speed.
How dare
God
you.
damn it!
How dare you.
God damn it!
I guess
Guess what? I save a 2-hour long video. I save an hour.
I guess it's better than Mudan who edits this shit at 4
Are
times.
you,
Yeah,
are you just sitting there doing nothing else, watching Trash
No, I'm
Taste?
listening. It's just when
Can you
watch
listen at 2 times speed and
Yeah,
still
yeah.
do something else? That's
Bro,
no
I can't-
fucking
I
way.
can't hear anything at 2
Dude,
times.
listen. You ever did that
Bro,
thing?
we'd have
You ever
flying
done that
cars
thing
by
where
now if we could do
when
that.
you read a whole book and it flashes the words like really fast, like, and you can read the whole book?
What the fuck are you talking about?
You never seen that? If there's a thing on an image or like whatever,
Yeah.
they say like, oh, you can read this book really fast if you just flash the words like really, it's the same thing. Like if your brain is if you watch too much 2 times speed, you get used to it and it's like normal.
You can speed up the brain's processing.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
Overclock.
Overclocking your brain.
Overclocking your brain.
So what is this fucking limitless? Like,
This, the limitless advice is saying man and watching this stuff in 2 times speed.
Whoa.
Just watching everything
There's
at
gotta be
times
some
speed.
people out there that's like me. Come on, man.
No, I'm sure there is, but it's just
There
that's not
is a
me.
lot. That's why it's a feature on YouTube. You know,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be a feature if a lot of people weren't using it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But at the same time, there must be some people who can only watch videos at 0.5 speed.
Oh, dude.
Or
That,
0.25
that's
speed.
like,
that sounds
No,
terrible.
that's yeah.
Maybe they take a while to process. You know?
yeah, they talk
I'm
very-
not sure.
Maybe if you don't speak English very well, you know, it's your second language.
I mean,
or
some
something.
Philly D videos I have to watch at 0.5 speed because I'm like, you're talking too fast.
Really? Really?
Yeah, like figuratively. Figuratively, I'm like, I wish I could.
I think Philly D is like 1.75.
1.7. It's like it's not quite two. That's
It's not quite two.
He
It's not
talks
quite
very
two.
fast.
Get
Yeah.
a brain aneurysm hearing this.
It just sounds like white noise after a while.
More pooping time, bro.
Oh my god.
No, I mean, it's just like you know how like when you read manga, you can like pick like the pace you're reading at, right?
Yeah.
So everyone has a different pace, right?
Yeah, I'm
But
very
like,
slow with mangas.
yeah.
I like the art.
So the way I see it is that it's just you're picking the pace in which you like are able to get this like information, because like why is it any different from like speeding through a few pages versus some people who really want to like look at the artwork and, you know, appreciate what's being drawn, and some people are just like, all right, there we go, you know. That's how I see it.
Because it's the difference between like the treadmill and the exercise bike, right? The treadmill, you pick the speeds and then it like you've got to try and keep up with it.
Yeah.
Whereas the bike is like it's as fast as you can make it go.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean?
That's a good analogy.
So like,
honestly.
it's not the same action, right? Because you're reading and it's like you're putting an effort to read this thing. So obviously you can push it. But if the treadmill's going too fast, you can't keep up.
Like you're not reading a manga and
No,
it's
no.
like you have 20 seconds before the page will turn.
No, but what I am saying is like if you set it at a speed where you can keep up, then
Well, which reminds me,
yeah.
speaking of pacing and pooping.
Go on. Go on.
That was the weirdest fucking tangent I've
ever. Go on. I'm listening.
So I take my sweet time on the toilet. Okay?
Yes,
Especially
I
with
am
the-
also a dude.
The heated toilet
Of course. Yeah.
and
Yes.
now the bidet.
Yeah.
Oh god, dude, you gotta hear
It's a
this.
fucking amazing.
You gotta.
Wait, but first, so Emily pees longer than she poops. I swear to God, I say this a lot, but I swear
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Why you poop so long?" And it's because it's like the best time. I
Yeah.
love pooping.
I agree.
I agree. I love it as well.
understand that, but what made you just bring this up?
Oh, because I heard poop and I heard pacing.
I did not say poop.
You said
Massive.
I did not say
You said
poop. Mudan, rewind the clip. I did not say poop.
You know what? You said, okay, there was poop and then manga because I read my manga all in the toilet.
Right.
But I only read manga in the toilet. So then when you said manga, I thought of bathroom. And then you
That
said
doesn't
pacing.
mean he said poop.
And
Some weird Pavlov's dog. He's like reading and he just wants to shit.
This is like that scene where like Sherlock is like picking like the fucking like words out of the air. You know what I mean? It's like pacing, poop, manga. It's like I can make this a tangent.
Pacing because everybody takes their time in the toilet or not. Like,
Yeah.
I get that.
And I love the toilet.
So
I do too. I agree.
he comes over to my house, right? And he's like, "Oh,
Oh no.
which bidet thing do I press?"
Right.
And I was like, "You press the one that like says Oshiri."
Yeah, it has an arse on
Yeah,
it.
it's an ass, right? And he's like, "Oh, I've been pressing all of them." And I'm like, "What do you mean you've been pressing all of them?" And he's like, "Oh, I thought it was like a course."
Yeah.
Like a course, like a bidet course meal.
3-course meal.
And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Yeah, because one of them's like hard, one of them's soft, and then one of them does like a different area." I'm like, "What? What?"
Yeah,
What do you
one
mean
of them
the
for
three?
cleaning the ass cheeks.
And he was pressing like the bidet and then pressing the ass cleaning.
Like
and
you were
then-
doing like the vagina one as well?
Yeah, I didn't know that was a vagina one.
Yeah.
I thought the picture looked like it splashes your butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought it was like one is for the inside, and
Yeah.
the one for is the soft inside after you wipe once. And then the third one is cleaning your ass cheeks in case you got poop all over your ass cheeks.
He genuinely
How
said-
violent are your shits?
No, I don't do it anymore. Now that Connor told me that
Yeah.
it wasn't a
That's the reason why Dad's on the toilet, because
Yeah.
he's having a 3-course meal.
He's literally, dude, he's eating a 3. I've never heard Daidus mention a course before, ever, about meals or anything. He's never been interested in it. But suddenly, bidet courses
Day
exist.
courses.
And I'm like, what, you get wearing like a tux to the toilet? Like, what's going on?
It's like, let me see the menu. Let me see your menu. Oh, we got 4 courses today. Oh.
I just, like, that's what you saw 3 and you're like, oh, it must be a course.
yeah, yeah.
I just-
How would I know? It's in Japanese.
On screen here is the thing, and there's one, the one that says oshiri is the one for your butt.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all you need to press.
Yeah.
Oh, and
first
then
one.
stop, obviously.
Obviously, the other one is for.
Stop. That's the fourth course.
That's the fourth. Yeah, that's the end
Yeah,
of
the
it.
one
That's
that
the
says
finisher.
bidet, which you might think, because obviously it's called bidet, is actually just for the woman's
The ladies' part.
Yeah.
All
The
this
lady
time I
part.
thought it was called Bidget. I kept saying Bidget.
Did it.
It was just such a funny thing. 'Cause it was just like, it was so wholesome. It was like, we're using a 3-course meal. And I'm like, what?
So yeah, like, is the bidet one of your favorite things about Japan? Because like,
Hell yeah.
Oh, and the bathroom, the hot tub. I mean, not the hot tub.
hot tub?
But the tub.
Oh, yeah.
the tub that becomes hot.
Japanese baths are
Yeah,
so
because
fucking
I remember
weird.
Emily said that you take a bath every day.
Yeah, and now I'm like watching Netflix in it. I'm like,
Dude, it's the best. It's the fucking best.
and then I got drinking.
Feeling like a king.
It's very nice. It's very
baths
because
are
in
amazing.
America you don't want to take a bath because you shower in the same bath.
Right.
So it gets nasty, and then you're sharing it.
I have,
and
I have to
Yeah.
say, every single bath I've ever been in someone's house in the US looks vile.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it looks disgusting.
yeah.
But that's because they don't use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
Like,
just, it's just a place to stand.
Yeah. And people
No.
don't wash their bathtubs much in the US, right?
No, well, I don't know.
it depends on the
My
house, I
mom
guess.
does.
Yeah.
It depends if they're Asian or not.
If one of your parents is Asian, they clean that
I
bath.
never had a friend be like, "Yeah, I just clean my bathtub." I've never like had that before.
My mom.
Oh, I guess you.
Yeah, Asian mom is like,
Did
Yeah.
your family take baths, or are they just cleaning it just for the? Oh, okay, they're just cleaning it.
Well, yeah, because it
Wow.
looks nasty. But
Yeah.
but there's still like scuffs that you can't like remove ever. Like, It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
there
yeah.
forever, and you're like looking at it while you're showering. You're like,
Yeah.
I bathed a lot in the UK. We had like a bath like separate. They had like no shower or anything.
oh really?
Yeah.
did you clean the bath?
No, my mum did.
Oh, no, I just meant like in general.
Yeah.
No, I didn't until I came to Japan.
Yeah.
And then I was like, why do I feel like crust on my bath? The grease build-up. Or
Yeah.
like,
the
yeah.
grease is
So you gotta
gross.
clean it every.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Japanese people clean it every time. They do a quick scrub, right? Normally.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
mom used to, at home used to like do a quick scrub of it and then fill the bath.
I do like every like 2-3 weeks if I'm feeling, until I
Yeah.
notice something.
Yeah.
When I feel something, then I'm like, all right.
you put your
time
finger
to clean.
against, like-
yeah, because you can put your finger against it and it isn't like smooth,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then you got to clean it.
Sure.
It's not anything bad. Like, you can't see anything. You can
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes you just got to clean up the bathroom, period,
Yeah.
right? Because unfortunately, just gunk
Dude, wet
builds
rooms
up.
are the best. I don't know why you'd ever want a
Yeah,
room.
I
that,
agree.
like you just can't.
It's
get.
amazing.
Like I just, not
Wet
that
rooms?
I want it. The Japanese showers are like,
Like-
wet
like-
rooms.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
a
Like
room where
you can put stuff on the floor in America. If you put something on the floor, you might damage your house.
Yeah.
like all the like the mist and stuff stays in the bath.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
you Go out.
Dude,
and
So you don't have like the
Automatic
mold.
fill.
Yeah. So you don't have like the mold build up
Yeah, you don't have mold
sometimes.
build
Yeah,
up.
that is really
yeah,
good.
the
Yeah.
autofill in the bath is
Autofill.
amazing. You can choose the temperature and the level,
And
you
it
want.
talks to you.
And the time as well. Like
The
you can
time,
like
yeah.
set that shit.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
like
yeah.
fill it up
Yeah,
at 6
it's
a.m.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
I just don't understand why we don't have that in like the UK or the US. Like, why would
Because
we
not enough
want?
people take baths, I guess.
They would if you had you're getting up at 6:50 a.m. You want a bath set for that time.
I'm
this
saying
exact
like
temperature?
bidets. Why is that not normalized worldwide?
It's catching
You
on
know?
in America. It's becoming
Yeah.
a bigger
Catching
thing.
on, but it's just like I think in America you just quick. Like
Yeah.
take your 5-minute shower, get out.
But like my baths aren't that long. Like you can,
I just like the fact that you can stand on the floor and be like, oh, this is fine.
Yeah.
Oh. You step on the floor in America, you're like, oh, like
Everything's wet.
yeah, everything's wet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah, because like I remember like the absolute state of like British toilets, right? I remember I go to like one public restroom and like, this was just like the day that I landed as well. And like this thing, like forget not having a bidet. This didn't even have a toilet seat. I shit you not, right?
That happens. That
Huh?
happens.
I just went in and I was expecting at least a toilet seat, and they just like, oh my,
That's gross.
oh my god, this is the most depressing sight I've ever seen. Oh my god.
Squats?
Yeah, basically.
It's like leg day. To take a shit.
An absolute state.
Yeah.
Absolute state. Of the
Yeah.
UK.
God, so gross.
But like you told me before that like because you are so happy with the bidets because before you like wipe so hard that you like it would
Oh, yeah,
start
in
bleeding
America,
and shit.
I-
I'm like,
I-
what?
Well, in America,
done that.
I like to do this thing. I get made fun of. I don't know why, but I do wet, dry. Like I put my toilet paper in the sink to make it a little bit wet, so I'll get the wet to pick up the poop, and then dry to clean it, and I go back to wet, and I go back to dry. Well, that's a lot. You know, that's a lot.
Yeah, no wonder you're doing the course meal. You were doing that. You were doing that before.
I would like to.
You were
say,
like self-bideting before.
bro. I have the cleanest asshole in America. I like my asshole clean.
I bet you
Thank
do.
you very much.
I mean, like, yeah, I've definitely never heard of that. That's fucking sure.
Oh,
What is that? How did you come up with this?
Yeah, like, did you just figure that out
the
yourself?
wet
or-
picks up poop, and then the dry cleans it.
So wait, how did you like, damage
Wet
it?
wipes? Have you ever used wet wipes?
I guess if you wipe too much on cheap toilet paper or something,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
then your
fine.
asshole stinks. It's not bleeding, but it stinks. Yeah, it stinks. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
That means
But
that means
ever
something
since
is
the
definitely
bidet-
going wrong.
That usually
No,
means poop is afoot.
No, the bidet it never stings ever, because I don't
Yeah.
have to wipe that much.
Because you just blasted your ass
Yeah.
with water.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Have you ever used wet wipes on your ass then? If you're like wetting the
No,
top
I
of the
heard,
fucking
I read
bougie,
online
dude.
that wet
Couple of
wipes is
toilet.
bad for your asshole.
I don't know what.
It's also like bad for the sewage system.
It's
as
just
well.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
This is the first I'm hearing that's bad for your ass.
Yeah, why is it bad for your ass?
Maybe like
I
alcohol.
don't know. I googled it
Maybe
one
like the
time.
alcohol one.
Well, no, but there's wet wipes that don't have alcohol in them.
Yeah, like you got like the baby wipes, right? Which
Yeah.
is literally.
I don't know. It's
for-
just
for the
Google. They
ass.
think everything's bad. So,
That's true.
Oh, happiness? That's bad, actually. That's too much
Yeah.
happiness.
oh, you have depression, crippling depression. You're sad forever now.
I mean, I'm sure like baby wipes, right? Like wet baby wipes.
Yeah.
Will be all right. Right?
Yeah.
And that works the
It's-
same
it
way.
seems more effective than having to having like a 3-course
Like
where
you're
you wet.
reaching over to the sink, you know?
Could you reach the sink from the toilet in your previous house? Or
Yeah, most of the time.
I was gonna say because like, are you pre-wetting?
No, the
it?
sink's like
Yeah.
right here, so you just.
Okay, so I was gonna say I was wondering if you're like pre-wetting a bunch and then going to pee.
Well, sometimes when I go to a friend's house, I'm like, oh dang, their sink's like far away. I'm like,
Well, so you'd pre-wet.
So what do you
a
do?
bunch.
So what do you do?
I'll pre-wet like a bunch. Not a bunch, maybe like one or two. And then like,
What if you need more?
well, if my asshole's like almost clean but not completely clean, I'll like waddle over and waddle back.
Your friends are never inviting you ever again. Thank God you don't do that
I have a
anymore.
clean asshole. I don't know what to tell you.
It's like, bro, bring me some wet toilet paper. Stop. My ass stinks.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, is this the first time you've shown your face on camera? Is this the face reveal?
For a long time.
No, you showed your face, right?
Like when?
When you did the like eating noodles thing.
Oh yeah, was
Oh,
that
okay,
was that in your
okay.
mom's basement?
Yeah, it was my mom's basement.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was like a day before. Not even a day. Like I was gonna have to take the plane within like 3 hours.
Right.
And I'm like going to AX. That's when I met you guys.
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah.
And I'm like, well, if I'm gonna go, I need at least some people to like, recognize me, I guess.
Yeah.
So I was like, what can I
You
do?
need people to recognize you.
I need the attention.
No clout.
No, it just makes it more fun.
No, I get you.
Of course.
Especially when you have other creative friends that are like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
you're that guy. And
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, I didn't know what you looked like when I met you.
Yeah, me neither.
I just knew about you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was just like, I would suggest anyone who's starting YouTube don't like hide your face like forever.
Just show it.
Yeah, just show it right off the bat because the expectation was like so high.
Like,
It
right.
was
Yeah,
so ridiculously high.
right.
Nothing I could have done would have like been able to deal with it. So
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm just gonna record a shitty ass video of me eating ramen, and I'm just gonna fucking upload it.
Yeah.
You had like the hypercam logo in the corner.
Yeah, I photoshopped that myself.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah.
Well, what I loved about that face reveal video was that the room was so dark and the quality was
You
so
couldn't see your
shit you
face.
couldn't see your face. So it was like you had to like squint, being like, he's in there somewhere.
I think
eating
he's
noodles.
white. I think he's white.
I think he's white.
Yeah, it's just like I guess that was when I was like, I was presentable. Now I just got fatter, and I'm like, fuck, I don't want to show my face anymore. Especially during COVID, I was like, fuck, I'm fat. I'm gonna hide.
You look fine, man. You look fine.
Yeah, you look
Well,
good.
for
look great,
now,
man. You
I've
look
been,
great.
I've been
Right,
doing
right.
You look
like
good, man.
10,000 steps a day
Yeah.
in Japan, which is
like
Yeah.
standard.
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
United States. You have to drive everywhere. So
Alright.
Yeah. Exactly.
so I'm happy about that.
And like, what did you get? Like a lot of people coming up to you at AX during that time? Because I never really asked you about that.
A decent amount,
Decent
but the thing is like I said, like, my hypercam was like very hard to see. So sometimes it'd be like, hey, and then
You
other
literally
times
had like the
yeah.
fucking, when they're like, have you seen this man? And it's always like 1p footage of like the crime
Yeah.
happening. That was like literally your face real.
It's funny because I did have blue hair. But
Okay.
I didn't pick up in the.
Yeah.
You did have blue hair on.
I did.
Well, no, because
Yeah.
you were wearing your hat as well, right?
Yeah.
Actually, you uploaded on Instagram like a picture of
Yeah.
you and me, and I was so drunk that day that when you did that, I looked at it and I was like, I don't remember this.
No, because it was at the Faku party, and like I hadn't watched your face reveal video at the time, right?
Yeah.
Because I was obviously getting prepared for AX and shit. And then I was just kind of like hanging out, and then I just hear like, "Hey Joey," and
I
you just
think I talked to Connor.
yeah, and
Yeah,
you
I
like
was like, go talk to Joey.
yeah, and you like ran over. And
I
at
think I
first
was
I was
super
like, and you came over and was like, "Yeah, what's up, man?" And I was like, "Who is this guy?" But then I heard the voice, and I was like, "Oh,
Dude, which reminds me, that's so crazy. The voice, I don't
You have a
know.
very iconic voice.
Yeah,
I didn't notice
do.
that until like
Distinguished.
Yeah.
before I even did the face reveal on my channel.
yeah,
Yeah.
I went to Chipotle in Maine, and I went up and I went to get my order. I was like scuffed. I had a full beard.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had like I was in my pajamas.
Yeah.
And I was like, could I get like a large burrito steak?
Right.
And the lady, the cashier was, or the burrito lady was like, "Are you a YouTuber?" And I was like, "No." Like, because I was too embarrassed. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
Your way of talking is very noticeable.
Yeah.
I feel bad for like Corb's husband. Like, he can't even go out and be like, "Is that Corb?"
Yeah.
Like,
I can't even imagine.
That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
when you hide your face, like expectations too high, it sucks a lot of poo poo.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for that.
Thanks for that, Daidus.
I thought you liked poop.
I like pooping.
No, because the first time Daidus and I interacted, he made an animation for me like way back when you had like 50 subs or something.
Oh
right?
yeah, I was very desperate,
Yeah.
and I didn't know how to talk to big creators. Right?
Yeah.
So I was like, do I talk to them like in a friendly way, or do I do like business, or do I do like whatever?
Yeah.
And I was like asking my dad, I'm like, how do I interact with like a big YouTuber or whatever?
Because your dad would
Like
know.
a dad knows the answer.
Yeah, he does it, and he's just like, oh. So I tried different things, and I was like, this is fucking cringe. Like the last email I sent was so cringe.
Really? I don't even remember.
Oh, good, because you didn't reply to it, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh,
I'm like,
No, because I remember when you made that animation for me, and you obviously, like put your narration.
oh, and it
in
got
it.
demonetized.
Yeah, it got demonetized. But I remember because you put your narration into it as well, right? And like your friend Sen's narration was in that as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
And and I was like, man, this guy's voice is like really unique. Like it's
Why?
I don't know. It was something about the way you speak. I don't know. How do you describe Daidus' voice? Like it's like it's interesting inflections
Yeah.
in different words. You know,
I don't have enough descriptors to like be able to describe someone's voice.
Like your tone of voice is, pretty standard, but
Yeah.
it's your inflection in
Yeah.
your voice, like when you talk, it's like
Yeah.
very
When
like
I go high like this,
Yeah, I don't know.
don't do
you don't do that.
But like,
What? I remember. I didn't really. I mean, I was okay with my voice usually, and then I had an ex-girlfriend that said like my voice made me sound dumb, and I like took that to heart. I was like, am I actually like, do I sound dumb? And like,
No.
then but later like
Yeah.
on YouTube, like the comments would be like, I love your voice. I'm like,
yeah.
so I'm okay.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a very unique quality that I think you've obviously used to your strength.
Yeah. Obviously, it's a
I
very
didn't even
good
know
thing.
that was a strength. Though.
Yeah.
Tell like your stories.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like
And
you, it's like you can hear a Daidus video when you hear it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like immediately like, yeah, that's
like
Daidus.
especially like
No, squid neutral.
Yeah, exactly.
it's only an advantage if you don't show your face as well, because like that means your voice is so distinct,
Yeah.
and it helps set you apart from any other person who doesn't show their face. You know?
Showing your face is a little sketchy because it's like, will this affect my channel? Will this affect how people see me?
Probably not though. Really, I mean, there's
Because
not many.
I didn't really
if you're
pretend to
yeah.
be some,
if you're doing
Yeah.
something concerning or something that people think is widely like not accepted, you're doing like sexual things. A lot of people, unfortunately, they judge you quite harshly for that.
Yeah.
That's like VTubers, isn't it?
I guess a lot of them just want it for the privacy, though, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not that
It's
like,
mostly for
shameful.
privacy.
Yeah, it's not that it's shameful. That
Yeah.
like, I use anime. I know. I'm one of the worst of society.
There's so many like sexualized like VTubers.
I guess if you're being, you wouldn't be that sexual if your face was maybe shown. I don't know. But,
Yeah.
I mean, the point is that there are a lot of reasons why it's
But
totally
it breaks
valid.
the
Right?
my immersion. My immersion.
Yeah.
My immersion. Yeah.
It's
I
different
feel like
people, right?
I've done this so long though that like fuck it, yo.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
I think, like, you mentioned VTubers, but I think it just every VTuber is different. They've cultivated a different kind of audience as well. So very much,
toxic.
yeah. So it very much depends on the kind of audience you cultivate, and you
There's a
know,
lot of VTubers have shown their faces.
Some
Yeah,
people
yeah.
just also don't want to show their face, which is like obviously
Yeah.
like why like it's totally fine.
yeah,
You have to show
because
your
it's the fucking internet, right? And you know, especially nowadays, privacy is a fucking massive thing on the internet. Where I feel like a lot of people are entitled to know what someone looks like. You know,
You know, like obviously, you know, they might go to a Chipotle and get recognized by their voice, but like that's
Yeah.
something they just have to like figure out.
Yeah, like, I feel-
because that's their choice. You know?
yeah, like I said, like you mentioned corpse husband. I feel so sorry for corpse husband because there's
Just
like
going to the grocery
fucking
store.
no, there's just like
there's no
fucking
one that sounds like
there's
him.
like fucking
Yeah.
people who like are basically like hiring private detectives to like find out what he
Dude,
looks like
how
and
does he
shit,
live his
right?
house? I
I'm
don't
just
even know,
like,
bro.
oh my god, I can't
like
imagine.
That, like that chick who got a tattoo of the waveform of him breathing into the mic and
oh
shit.
my
like,
god,
oh my
yeah,
God,
yeah.
It's
How'd you even like handle that kind of
like
like?
go out and like talk at all?
Yeah,
It's,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
crazy. Like he probably has to just say like he just has to write on notes. Being like, can I have a
Get a
big,
voice change.
a
Yeah,
big
yeah.
burrito, please? yeah, so it's
Yeah.
tough.
Have you like ever thought about incorporating your face into your content more, or
Be a
like,
flesh tuber? You want to join the flesh
just
tuber gang?
be
bro?
more casual
Oh, man,
about
it'd
it?
be
I
nice
guess.
to post faster, but
Yeah.
I'll think about it. I definitely want to try different things though with animating, drawing and stuff.
Streaming or anything like that?
I do want to do streaming.
Yeah.
I made a VTuber model myself, which
Yeah.
is cool.
Yeah.
It was very hard to learn. It was like, was it 2D live or something?
Live.
Yeah. Live 2D.
You
Yeah.
did it all on stream.
Yeah, I did it. It took me like, I don't know, like a week or two.
Oh, damn.
Only took me long because I was like taking my sweet time. But
Yeah.
But then I got another model going on. So
Yeah.
We'll play around with that, and then I mean, if I show myself on camera enough, like people get used to it, and I'll be like, okay, I can show my face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like every time I'm like doing stuff with Connor or you guys, and I'm on camera, it's like that's what Daidus looks like. Wow, what the fuck? Well, you know, I'm always getting those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it'll just take a bit of time for your audience to like
Yeah.
get used to it.
Yeah.
Get
But
used to
once they're used to it, I don't think there'll be any problems at all.
Yeah, I mean, like, even though I showed like my face at the end of like every one of my videos, it was only like after I started being on Trash Taste that people were like, oh, that's what he looks like. And I'm just like, motherfucker, I've been showing my face for years, you know?
Yeah.
Everyone just clicked off before the end, so nobody saw before. So so like, where do you think like the future of like storytime animators is gonna go now? Like, what's like the field like right now? Because you said it was like not at its peak like it was before.
I feel like, well, for the most part, it's a lot of kid audience.
Yeah.
I tried to. I've always from the beginning tried to stray away from the kid friendly. Like I'll
Yeah.
be like PG, maybe PG-13.
Yeah.
Never rated R. Or
Yeah.
whatever. Because I don't want to establish myself as like, oh, this is for kids, and then they have their moms angry at me and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll slip like a penis joke every now and then.
Well, it'd be like a perfectly
Like one frame.
kid-friendly video, and you're like, cock.
It's like that scene. It's like that scene in Fight Club where they put like that like one frame of like a cock, and nobody notices it.
Because
It's like the Tyler Durden.
we don't want to swear ever. We don't want to swear ever
Do
because
you don't curse in your videos?
no, never, because we could spend like a month on a video and then have it demonetized because you said fuck once.
Yeah.
So we don't swear. Ever,
Yeah.
ever.
I'm too British for that.
I'm too Australian for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can like kind of get away with that if you're like, oh, this video only took me like 3 days to film. I can try to.
I don't
fight
want to
it.
throw away work just so I can't.
Yeah, I still
stop
don't want to
myself.
throw away
But
3
it's
days.
not,
of
as,
work.
it's not as bad as like a whole month though. You
Yeah.
know.
The
Makes
risk,
sense.
the risk to reward is less.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh heck,
Yeah.
man!
Yeah,
I don't want
Flipping
to.
I think my nude model video got like demonetized, but I was like, fair enough. I drew like a dick and a butt, and another dick and a butt.
Wait. So you're afraid to say fuck because you get demonetized, but you'll still slip in a penis joke?
Well,
You still draw a dick.
when you're drawing, there's like cheats you can do. That's like,
Right.
oh,
What's the cheat?
Would you put a face on it?
What's the hack?
you don't make it too detailed. You don't make
No
it
veins?
too detailed.
No
No
veins.
veins?
You can slip in like maybe one vein, but that's it. And,
And you end the sentence with man. It's like, this is just a dick, man.
Here's my dick, man.
Here's my dick, man.
YouTube's like, damn, he's one of us.
I was going to demonetize.
Like,
I was
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
demonetize, but
yeah,
was just so friendly about it.
But with 2D animation or just like story timers or whatever, I think if you have a team, you'll maybe survive, and then most of them will either get burnt out or they're just like,
right,
I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
Let me move on. Like, yeah.
What do you think is like? What do you think is like the path that most storytime animators take? Because like the path of a lot of anitubers is
That's the thing. That's the tough part. For most part, the honest only wants art or like 2D.
Yeah.
So when they stray away from that path, the audience lose interest. So they're like, I don't care, like whatever.
I mean, but there's been a couple of storytime animators who have still found success in like other avenues, right? Obviously, maybe not as like massive as the peak, but like this, there's a couple. I can't name off names specifically, but like
I think they're trying different things. I think with YouTube, you always have to try different things. You have to,
of course,
change everything. I do that sometimes, and then like if I stray too much, I'm like, okay, I'll just do one video to reset it, and then I'll try to stray again.
Yeah.
Like if it's like a full like shift, like completely away, then that's how you'll alienate your audience. But if it's like a gradual like fade in, I think that's the best way to do it.
It's tricky though, because since you only release like a video like once or twice or 3 times like you can only slowly sway them. Like it would take too long. It would take like a year by the time you're like done. Slow progression.
Did you have like one video that like blew up or did like crazy numbers?
Yeah. So when I was in my basement dying and jobless, and my mom was like, hey, go get a job, and I was like, Ma, I'm trying. Actually, I was about to quit on the video, which was called Nude Models. Actually, nude models.
That one's on
that one.
That was the one that blew up. I was about to quit, and I told everybody, my family members and everyone, because I was feeling like shit. I was depressed, and everybody else was like, if they mentioned the word job near me, I would freak out. But yeah, basically, my friend posted on r/video, my nude model video, and it got the most upvotes, and then, and then like it blew up. So then I made another video, and then it snowballed, and then that's how I'm here today.
Oh, okay.
Basically,
what was the thing that you told your friends and family about, like if the video failed? What did you tell them?
Oh well, at the time it was always low views, because I had like 70 subs from. So he gave me like 700 subs, but that's not enough to like.
Yeah. You were like, if I don't get 100K views, I'm quitting. Like, what was the?
Basically.
What was the?
Oh, because if you do it long enough, you're like, I can't do this anymore. Like I have to get a real job, because it's already been like almost 2 years.
So what were your views getting? What kind of numbers were you pulling in before that, and then that video?
Oh, like 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4
That's
million.
what it got.
I think it's like 3 million, 5 million. I don't fucking.
And before that, you were getting like what, like 10,000, 1,000?
Oh, I was getting like 100.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it went from like 100 views.
I went from like 700 subscribers because of Joey, and then I jumped up all the way straight to 400K, and then all these people on Twitter were like in my DMs, and I was like scared, because I'm like, are they gonna use me? Are they gonna use me?
Yeah.
And then I closed myself off, because I'm like, no, stop, stay away, because the Storytime community were it was built off collabing a lot.
Yeah.
I felt like I only want to collab when I really
know the person.
Yeah, know the person.
I vibe with you.
Yeah.
But but when you're starting off with collabing right off the bat, like like that's what they want in their mind. It puts me off. I'm like.
Yeah, because like I've never had the experience like just blowing up overnight
It's
like
scary.
that.
I mean, it's cool. It's awesome.
Every emotion is sick. Actually, no, it was fucking.
And I was a lot more cynical back then, but now I'm chilling.
Yeah.
Just vibing.
Cynical how so? You're like, they're all gonna leave me. They don't want to watch.
No, it's cynical as in like, are you using me?
Oh, what other YouTubers?
Yeah.
Like.
Oh, actually.
Well,
I feel bad though, because I like. Some people would hit me up.
Yeah.
I push them away. I'm like, oh, but he's like, I learned later, like a year or two later. I'm like, that guy's pretty cool. Fuck, I ruined that.
Yeah, but like, I don't think it's bad to be cautious, because especially like after you blow up overnight and suddenly everyone's in your DMs and like, well, you guys weren't talking to me before, and now like everyone's up in my DMs.
Yes.
And like that's why like I rarely ever,
It's like the
collab.
people who like are on TV, for
Yeah.
like 30 seconds, and then their like third cousin suddenly
Yeah,
calls
yeah,
them, and
yeah.
it's like, hey,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know, like,
exactly.
it's sus.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
It's a little-
exactly.
it's very sus.
Yeah.
And like especially in the YouTube community, there are definitely cool guys and cool girls
For
out
sure.
there. But
But
there are
so
some,
hard to
but
find.
there are,
Cool
huh?
girls and guys.
Cool
Girls and guys.
But there are definitely some that are definitely just like not, and
Yeah, there for the clout.
They
I
are
feel
there
like
for the
for
clout.
me, it's like I have to meet them in person.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I mean, that helps an awful lot.
Yeah.
yeah.
I also find a lot of the internet bullshit drops the moment you meet someone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was you as a Black Butler. You were into Black Butler at the time.
What were you
you were
doing
a
with
Black
me?
butlering.
What's that got to do with me?
You were a
First
Black
meeting.
butlering.
Okay.
That's when I first met you at the Faku party. You were Black butlering.
What does that mean?
Wait.
That's not a verb.
What
That's not a
Wait, does
verb.
that mean? Are you saying that Connor was better in person or worse in person?
You thought I was
I
like an
love
asshole?
Connor in person. Yeah.
but
Well,
you
you
didn't
didn't
online.
Huh?
What do you think about me online? You thought I was an asshole?
No, I didn't. I didn't even know who you were.
Wow. I didn't even
I don't even know who you
I
are.
don't know who you are. Not even worth my breath, dude.
No, Emily introduced you to me.
Yeah.
And Emily, you and Emily were like friends from the beginning. And
Yeah.
Emily told you he was a cool guy, and like and I was like, oh, sweet. And then when you talk to me, it's like sweet butter in my ears, dude. I was like,
I'm
this is
feeling these
nice.
emotions.
I was like, this is very nice. Actually, there's a story at the Faku party.
Okay.
I was with a bunch of friends,
Yeah,
and I was like drunk. Right?
yeah.
Yeah, of course.
And Emily got too drunk, and then she ended up like throwing up like outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all my friends ditched me because I went to the bathroom,
Yeah.
and I came out, and I was like,
To poop?
no,
He was reading all of one
no.
book.
I was peeing,
Okay.
but I went out, and like I was like, where'd all my friends go?
Yeah.
And so then I was like, I guess I'll force myself to like mingle with the anime tubers, which were you guys. And that's when like this drunk fuck like comes over, like,
Yeah.
yeah, and then but
Yeah.
that was my experience. I
what's
got
'cause you-
ditched, so I was like forced to like to interact
to
with you
mingle
guys.
around.
Wouldn't have met if
Yeah.
your friends didn't ditch you.
Yeah, basically. I
You
mean,
were
I
saying
still,
the story
I
like
still
I
said
did
hi.
something. You were saying the story like, let me tell you about Connor, and then you just didn't.
No, Connor was like my drinking buddy. I kept trying to get him drunk. I was like, yeah,
Right.
I was like,
Yeah,
I'm not kind of drunk. I'm like, I'm gonna buy you a drink. I'm gonna
Yeah,
buy you a
yeah,
drink.
yeah,
I'm gonna buy you
yeah.
another
It was
drink.
fun. It was fun. It was a good time.
Yeah,
Your
it
friends
was-
were really nice as well.
Yeah, they were they were awesome.
Why did you have to like select the word?
Is there some beef I don't know about?
Sorry, I got like Windows 98 processor. in my brain.
I was like, how do I compliment again? Awesome. That's it.
That's a positive word.
Conventions are just like fun vibes, man. Like
Yeah.
everyone's made an effort to come out. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
everyone's
yeah.
looking for a good time.
That's very
It's just
fun.
like
Yeah.
everyone's in their like best mood. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Normally it's
And-
super great.
I'm
being
normally intoxicated because
That helps as well. That
yeah,
helps
yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Makes it easier.
Because I remember
So
I felt so bad because when you came here and I was just like, oh, nice to finally meet you, and I was just like, oh, we've met before. I was like,
Oh, okay.
we have?
Garnt at the Faku party was just here's his beer. And he's just like this.
Call him out, dude.
Bro, I was just like trying my best to like look sober, even though I was just like I'm dying inside, man.
I
did
think
not
Garn
know
was.
that.
I think Garn had hit that. You know that point where you're so drunk where you just look sober again. I think
No,
that's
no.
what Garn
You know,
was.
you-
I thought he was sober too. He was, oh, that's cool, man.
He was definitely drunk.
I was at that point of drunkenness where I was just like existing and like I'm just like, what is going on right now, man?
100% of his brain was just vibing. That's what it was. It was like, yep, I am here. I am also here.
Yeah, I barely remember the Faku party that yeah, I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, it's like fuck. It's good to have you here. Like, how?
We can interact in the flesh again.
Yeah.
Finally, I have friends again.
Yeah.
I lost all my friends in the States.
Yeah. So you like completely settled in now?
You know
Like,
the Murray show?
What? Yeah.
The Murray show where they're like, you are not the father. Dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun,
yeah,
dun.
yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't the one that cheated, but I was in a group
Right.
that like one cheated on the others, you know, and then there's a kid involved, and I had to leave the group. I was like, oh, this sucks because I've known these guys for my whole life, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden this Murray show hits me, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh shit, I just lost all my friends. Fuck.
Oh,
and
damn.
then you know like where there's like a chain.
What kind of story is this?
I don't want to go in too detail because I don't
Okay,
want to like
okay.
blast them. I don't
Yeah,
want to blast
okay,
them.
okay.
They're already.
So this
did their
friend group, the
dues.
friend group was like kind of toxic.
I was.
It's not so much. I think it's just something
just
happened. Right?
Two people just did not very
Good things.
Good things.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
And I'm like,
Just please.
I can't do this anymore. I'm like, I told them, I'm like, I'm gonna have to cut it off.
Yeah.
So,
I'm leaving the States.
so that kind of made my basement dwelling even more intense.
Oh,
Right.
shit.
Okay.
That was like, I don't know, like 3 years ago or something.
Right.
Oh, that long ago?
3 years
So that was
ago?
like before COVID.
You told me this story
Yeah,
previously.
before
Yeah.
COVID.
But I thought it was recent. I thought it was.
Yeah, I thought it was just like happened during COVID, and it just like made your isolation even worse. During COVID, I didn't realize it was like even just before COVID.
Well, my friends, they're all like gamers, like back in the States. So we never hung out like ever. And then, like, when I do be like, hey, you want to go? I could tell they kind of don't want to. They just rather stay and play the game.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But, but here it's like, now I'm like, oh, hang out. We want to hang out.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, let's go. Go watch this shitty movie called, what's that fucking movie?
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange in the multiverse, whatever the fuck. That movie was garbage. Oh my god.
See?
Yeah. You were right.
So
You were
that's
right.
3 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Are you totally settled down now in your new place? Then
yeah,
Are you still building furniture like you were last time
I
we
still
met?
have like one or two furnitures to build.
It never ends.
really
Honestly,
never-
it never ends.
Bro, I would move in and then within a week I'd be like working.
Yeah.
But like I moved in and gotta do this,
Yeah,
gotta do
it's-
that.
Yeah.
Gotta get your residence like. You had to go to the what's that residence? I call it like
Ward
residence.
office.
Ward
residence
office.
What do you call it?
It was like residence something.
Oh, the residence certificate, right?
Yeah.
Or like residence card?
Resident office?
No,
You gotta tell them you're
It
living.
reminded me
Yeah.
of the DMV. Like you gotta like.
Yeah.
Like the ward office, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta do that and then.
Yeah, it's a lot of paperwork involved.
And then it's in Japanese. So you're like, how is this? How do I? where's my
Which
Google
side is
Translate?
Where do I sign? Where do I sign?
Yeah, and then I think when I wear my mask outside, people think I'm Japanese. So then they'll like try to speak Japanese to me, and I'm like, what color
the next us.
It is an advantage but disadvantage at the same time.
Yeah.
It gets a lot easier. Like ever since I moved, I've only been to the ward office once. Like I rarely have to go. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure
like
the same,
setting up your life here takes a lot of effort, but you're like, luckily you're getting able to get a lot of help, and it's almost done. And then once it's set up, it's like so easy.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
Geeks
breezing.
Plus made it like very easy.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
easy.
Damn, thanks, man.
Shout out to Geeks
Shout
Plus.
out to Geeks Plus.
Shout out to us being the beta testers.
It is nice. You just line somewhere. Oh, okay. I'll be over there today. Okay.
Definitely helps.
Yeah, that definitely helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, what else do you have to do still? Do you know? Are you?
What else do we have to do? Yeah. I need a computer chair, Maylene. My wooden chair hurts my ass.
Yeah, actually, are you back working now?
Just
Because
me,
you
a computer
like been
I
here for
want
like
to
a
work,
month.
but my goddamn wooden chair hurts my ass so much on my computer.
You're like a princess. You're like, you can't work unless the
I need
conditions
my
are
computer
perfect.
chair.
It's my computer chair. I
Give
need
me
it.
my Omega chair. This instance. My God. That's good though that you settled in, but like you're still on that like furniture building phase.
Yeah.
No,
I guarantee-
I'm ready to work, dude. I'm feeling it.
I'm
Yeah,
telling
has the holiday phase ended? Because I remember when I first moved to Japan, I'm just like, this just feels like a holiday right now. I'm not gonna lie. Like, do I really need to work?
think
I don't
it
know.
has finally ended because
Yeah.
we finally got like the sofa, the TV.
Yeah.
Because before then we couldn't even like sit anywhere. We'd have to lie on the floor. We bought these what was those
Futons.
Futons. Yeah.
We slept on that for like 3 weeks or something.
Yeah.
It was
Oh my
waiting
god.
for our bed, like, and then we had no couch, so when we get up, there's like
nowhere to
you
sit.
can never rest, and then the only way to rest is your wooden kitchen chair, which is like hurts your ass.
I want to say, you're the only person I think I've ever seen who has built a PC worse than Joey.
Really?
Oh,
Oh, thank
you helped
God.
me a lot. Thank you.
Daidus was like, I'm gonna build a PC. Is it hard? And I'm like, no, it should be fine. Like,
Yeah.
I've struggled before in the past. It's kind of hard, but you can do it.
It's
Like,
hard.
I've been there.
And so
there.
Thank you.
one day, Daidus texts me and he's like, Connor, SOS, literally SOS. He's like, I need help. And I'm
Yeah.
like, why? What's wrong? He's like, oh, the PC. I think I've broken it. Or it won't work.
Right.
I don't know what to do.
The processor.
I go over to his house, right? First thing I see is that like nothing is plugged in correctly. Only like
The wire scared me.
the wires.
It
like,
is.
not
It's
like-
daunting.
Yeah.
And
I'm like,
then-
where it plugs into where? Like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I get it.
And so like I find one problem, and I'm like, okay, let's fix this then. And as I
Yeah.
fix it, I find another problem. And then I'm like, okay, well, let's fix it. And then as I'm going to fix this, I find out like the motherboard isn't even screwed in.
It was just like sitting there.
It's just like
It's
you
just
No,
floating.
it was 4 screwed in. And
so the motherboard
ends-
typically is like 9 screws, right?
Yeah.
For a
Yeah,
normal
yeah.
sized one. He'd only screwed in 6, and one half of the motherboard just
It
wasn't
wouldn't let
screwed
me.
in.
So it's
like
just
kinda
So
floppy.
you could flip it. And he plugged
was raising
every-
up,
and it was like lifted up, and I'm like, bro, this you got like 1 month out of this PC at best. And so we have to take out the whole thing.
Even I know that you need to screw
Yeah.
in the motherboard.
Yeah,
properly.
okay, but it was like hanging up, so I
Yeah.
thought it was like, oh, it's a different type of case. Maybe like, maybe it's supposed to hang like that. But then Connor came in, and he put like a little washer in it, and then it increased the size of the
standoff, yeah.
screw.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. I was like, oh, that's how you screw it.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe it. I was like, this PC, it's it's gonna last.
It was a
like
tiny
one-
case,
It's gonna
you know.
last
Is
yeah.
it was it was it
Emily's
because you were
face, it was
watching?
pink.
Was it because you were watching every tutorial times two speed?
No,
So you missed the
no.
part where they're screwing it. It's like, oh, I guess it just screws in like that, right?
No, okay, the problem with watching tutorials is that they're like, I have a different motherboard and a different graphics card and a
be fair,
different screw.
Because you were building it for Emily, right? So
Yeah.
Emily
Yeah.
wanted a pink case, and this case was
Tiny.
was
Right.
garbage. It's probably the worst PC case I've ever worked with. Like the graphics card had like 1 millimeter of clearance.
Yeah.
Oh my
to
god.
get in the
Jesus.
case. Like it like
Was it the only
just
pink
fit.
case you could find in
Yeah,
Japan?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's just pink anything
It's a
gamer
miracle.
related
It's
is always
a
like not
miracle
good.
it fit. It
Sorry?
it is a miracle it all fit.
Yeah.
And then there's like no room in the case. And he
Mm-hmm.
texts me, he's like, why are the fans so loud? I'm like, because there's no air. in
Yeah.
your
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like, no.
Hyperventilating.
Of course, you got a 3080 in there and like one bag of air.
Hey, but it's fast.
yeah, right. Hey.
It works now, I guess.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I know that feel. It's scary. I guess like since it is your first time moving to basically a completely different country, like, is there like anything? Do you have like a bucket list of things you want to do still? I'm sure you've like ticked off all the food stuff, right?
Yeah.
For the most part.
For the most
And like
part,
combini and shit, like.
Yeah.
But like, is there like anything you want to like? I want to go to a certain place, or I want to do this certain thing I couldn't do in the US. Or you just like trying
I've
to
been
kind of figure
onsen
it out.
yet. Onsen.
I haven't been on.
Hell yeah, we're gonna take you to onsen, man.
We're gonna
Boys,
see-
day,
Boys
to
trip,
the
let's
onsen.
go. Let's
So we're gonna see
go.
each other's dicks.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You'll literally get over it.
What is that look? You're like, okay, master.
You'll get over it in like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
We've
down.
seen each other's dick many
down.
times.
I'm down. I'm ready. To
I
see.
remember
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I took these boys to an onsen the first time, we were just like, all right, let's just look at each other's dicks.
Yeah.
Just get it out of the way.
We just slap it around, you know.
Yeah. Just wet noodle fight for a little bit, and you're like, all right, we're good.
ready.
No one's
We
hot,
go
we're
to the
good.
bidet, wash our balls and all that shit.
Fan meet up. It's no different, you know.
Play daggers.
No, but yeah, I think you'll really. I mean, you love taking baths already, right? So like, you're
Yeah.
gonna fucking love the onsen.
Yeah, it's just like taking a bath with your bros.
Yeah.
In a massive
Dude,
bathtub.
I'm down, bro. I'm down.
It sucks though because like we can't take you to like the one I took these guys to.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
closed
yeah.
down now.
What?
There's like another one somewhere else, but it's really far away.
Oh really?
Yeah.
In
it's
Tokyo?
Not out, just outside of Tokyo.
Oh okay.
I was going to ask, do you have any piece of advice for anyone who does want to move abroad? Anything you've learned on this thing?
Yeah,
that you wanna
because-
share with people?
Because
Tips
you,
and
you,
tricks?
you, like more than anyone else I've met, has just jumped
Yeah.
into the deep end
Something
you Yeah, wish-
without
honestly,
even like
something you
without
wish
even
you
like
could do.
dipping your toes in at all.
Well, that's just because of Geeks Plus, right? It's just
No, but like, but I mean, like, I not gonna lie, like, I probably wouldn't have the balls to just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna move to this country I've never been to
Yeah.
and just like start living there.
I
Like, that
think
takes
you-
a lot.
I think you just have to be done. You're like, I'm done. Like I gotta go.
Done or dumb?
Done.
Oh, done.
Done.
I was like, just be done.
Just be done.
Don't think.
It's like I want something new.
Yeah.
I go.
Yeah.
And also, it's Japan, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
even if you visit, it's still hard to get like the feel for how it is actually live there. Like visiting Japan and living here is like two
Completely different.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
experiences.
But you wouldn't know that either. Yeah.
It's very.
You'll never get that.
Yeah.
You'll never, Andrew.
Maybe that's a blessing. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't know.
I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
I have no regrets.
I'm glad. I was worried when that we. Like I was like, yeah, you should come over, and you're like, yeah, let's do it. I was like, oh my god, what if he hates it? Like,
Yeah.
what if he doesn't.
I was really worried that you were just gonna get like the biggest culture shock of like your life, which because you've never experienced anything like this before. But seems like you're really having a good time.
Because for a lot of people, it's like it's so far off from what they're used to. That
Yeah.
it's just. Not
But that's what
cool
makes it
for them.
fun, though.
Right, but
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
people, but a lot of people can't take that, right? A lot of people
yeah.
are like,
For
no,
real.
this is like too much.
Yeah, this is like too
For real.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a lot of people.
You're like, what? What? That's
Because there's a lot of people who are like, yeah, I love traveling, but then when they actually travel, they end up going to McDonald's and they try and seek comfort in a different country and a different culture.
I think having people I know
Yeah.
here
Oh, yeah.
helps
that-
immensely.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Like, if
Yeah.
you guys weren't here, it'd just be like, it would be a struggle. I'd be
Yeah.
like, I'd be like, what do I do? Like,
Yeah.
Back in the basement, then I guess.
But in Japan this time.
very, very fortunate.
Yeah, because even small things. Like I remember, I've met plenty of people who are just like, man, the food's here amazing, and then you meet them a month in, you're like, do people eat rice with every meal? Every meal?
I love that stuff. I don't think I'll ever get tired of Japanese food.
When
Yeah.
I came here on vacation, I got really tired of Japanese food.
Really?
Yeah.
When I lived here, I didn't. I don't know why.
I think maybe it's because while you're on vacation, you were seeking out Japanese food, right? Because you
Maybe.
were
Yeah,
kind of in that mentality of well, I don't get the opportunity
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
have
yeah.
these foods. So,
even the fried chicken didn't quite have the greasiness.
I do
of the
miss
way home.
some American shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
It that's gonna happen, but
But I think
guess
that's the cool thing about especially Tokyo, right? Is that there's literally every type of cuisine
Yeah.
available out there, right?
Yeah.
It is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's very few cuisines that I'm just I can't get that here, or maybe I'm craving a specific dish that I can't get here, but for the most part, you can get anything here in terms of good food, and it's gonna
And
be
good service.
and good service.
service.
Literally
Yeah.
robots.
Yeah.
Literally robots. No
They're
soul.
not human. I don't respect them. They give me my food.
Their soul is gone. Actually.
Not sure about
I don't know about that.
Oh my god.
But yeah, anyway, that's been today's episode of Trash Taste, I think.
Where can they find you, Daidus? Where do you want to shout out?
YouTube. Daidus.
Daidus.
YouTube.com/Daidus.
Yeah. Twitter.
Twitter.com/Daidus.
Twitter. Daidus.
YT.
And then it has an underscore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
OTL. Which is,
OTL?
he has a guy on the
On his
ground.
name.
Yeah.
OTL.
Yeah.
And then I think my Twitch is Daidus OTL also.
Okay.
Because someone took Daidus, and then on Twitter someone took Daidus.
Yeah.
And then
I know
on
that feel.
Instagram is Daidus_art. I don't know why it's different. It just
Why not, man? Mix it up. Spice it up.
spice it up.
At least you got the Daidus, you know.
Yeah, you got the Daidus
That's
there
what's
at least.
important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Fine, thanks so much for
All
coming.
right, thank you so much,
But
man.
hey, look at all these patrons though.
Yeah, I mean,
my
we're gonna be
God.
hanging out
Oh.
a lot more anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing stuff.
Yeah.
You're gone now.
When you're
You're
done with your wedding
All
stuff.
right, go back.
Yeah, when I'm
Yeah.
coming, literally, you and Emily come in. I'm like, all right, guys, I'm off now. I'm off.
It's be gone.
Yeah.
But hey, if you'd like to support the show, go over to our Patreon, patreon.com/trashtaste. Also, follow us on Twitter, send us your memes on the subreddit, and if you hate our face, listen to us on Spotify. Yeah.
Yeah.
You hate your face.
Yeah.
Is that a thing you've been saying?
That's what
Watch
he's
Trash
No, he missed out because it's times 2.
Yeah.
When I get to the Patreon part, pause.
Back button.
Get out of here.
All right.
All right.
See you guys next time. Bye.